How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Welcome to Outlaw Radio on a Monday evening, Outlaw Radio Live. My name is Kevin Barnes. I am a very proud foundational Black American. If you feel the same way, please share the show. This is the platform where you're going to get that, right? Like, so love to everybody who's doing what they do. But this is the platform for Black people talk. And not necessarily about pop culture or whatever, celebrities and whatnot, but about the politics and the politics of the United States of America. As a fully grown and mature Black man, I feel like you need to be informed about what's going on. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. We like to have a good time, right? We like to turn up. We like to do all those kinds of things. And there's room for all of that on Outlaw Radio. Trust and believe. There's a phone number associated with my show, which is 262-202-5131. It's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. But there's a chat room as well that people jump in all the time and contribute to the conversations that we have on Outlaw Radio. People say, well, what is Outlaw Radio? And I like to define it as a foundational Black American platform. I guess the next question that I'll get is, well, what do y'all talk about on this? I guess now they call them podcasts. It wasn't called a podcast back when I started. It wasn't called a podcast. But if that's what it is now, well, we talk about Black people shit. And especially if you're from the 414, because it goes down in Milwaukee. Shout out to the 414. I guess unlike some other individuals, I'm very proud to be from Milwaukee. I think the city of Milwaukee produced a different kind of foundational Black American as well. If we look at the Great Migration, yeah, I'm going back a little bit until till everybody chimes in, share the show. I'm gonna go back a little bit because I want to tell you about being a foundational Black American in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. There was this thing called a Great Migration in which our people, and people say fled, but I feel like fled is kind of like a passive term. I feel like we just moved. I feel like we left. Hundreds of thousands of Black people abandoned the South, the American South, from 1900. Yeah, you go all the way up to about 1970, in which hundreds of thousands of foundational Black Americans relocated to urban cities. So we're talking New York, Philadelphia, Boston, Chicago, Minneapolis, Detroit, Los Angeles, St. Louis, you name a city, that was our destination, north of the Mason-Dixon line, if you will. And so Milwaukee was one of the last stops. Honestly, to tell you the truth, it was one of the last stops. Like, people went to Detroit en masse. They went to Chicago en masse. My father went to Chicago first. My mother came here, right? But a lot of Black people just didn't even come to Milwaukee. They went to Indianapolis, which I failed to say. They went to Miami. They went to Atlanta. Right? Like, from Mississippi or wherever we're from. So my point is Milwaukee was a tough nut to crack, because the white people had commandeered this land from Native Americans, indigenous Americans, if you will, and they had just created this kind of thing for them. My claim to fame from Milwaukee is the North Side, and at one point that was all Germans. It's old North Milwaukee, but there was this, once they got the influx of Negroes from the South, it never stopped. So to the point where we make up 44% of this city. Okay, that's my whole point. But we know, if you're from Milwaukee, if you've been Black, if you're a foundational Black American from Milwaukee, you've been seeing this same shit: slavery, institutionalized racism, discrimination. I said slavery. I didn't mean to say slavery. but you can call it that if you want to. We've always been subjugated in this city. So we've seen, I mean, we talk about Mayor Meyer and Harold Breyer, and we talk about the riot in 1967, I believe, which decimated our neighborhoods along with the introduction of an expressway that guts. And that's the same story in every city. Well, what are we going to do about this thick ass black community? We'll just run an expressway through it, which I get because progress is progress, right? I'm just trying to bring y'all up to speed on what the gist of the conversation will be like on Outlaw Radio tonight. Mr. Carter, how you doing? You stepped out to address your audio. I don't know. Are you good? Can you hear me? What's going on?
Well, I hope it's right. Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, man. I hope I'm on time.
Okay.
How y'all doing out there? Welcome to Outlaw Radio, where we talk that talk and we definitely walk that walk. Raising vibrations and elevating thought. Y'all better come on in. I'm trying to tell you I am the black woman lover, the black man's brother, the culture, teacher, hood healer, the ghetto witch doctor. Hey, mama! There go the Seabones, man! Y'all better come on in.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
First of all, man, I'm good, man. How you doing? How you doing? You good? You good? You good? Yeah.
Man, I'm great. I'm great.
I'm yeah, me too.
Better in a minute.
I see you on your way. The stairway to heaven, right? See, I was talking about this chat room earlier, and here it is. Dion, he says, okay, Kev. Dion said, man, what we on tonight? Dre Day, how you doing, my brother? Outlaws for life. Shout out to all the people who support our platform, our Outlaw family, our regulars. They'll call in or they'll be in the chat room. I just want people who haven't maybe took the time to sit down and check us out to just put your ear to the speaker for a second. We talk about some shit. So we're on Mondays and Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time until whenever, right? Simply just because like I said, we're outlaws. We can do whatever we want. We can start when we want. We can end when we want. And I want to shout out all the foundational Black Americans right now who understand the delineation movement. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to keep saying this, and it won't stop. I am proud of the delineation movement. I am excited that this happened during my lifetime. When we finally said, it's who he is. And this is how it's going to be moving forward. Now, some people might say, well, Kevin, what are you talking about? Black people, it's not like y'all united. It's not like you've achieved all of this unity that you want. Yeah, that's all true. But the fact that there's a bunch of us who have chosen to say, let's plant a flag. Let's stop letting other people tell us who we are, and let's define ourselves. And see, this is how good God is, right? This happened to come into our hemisphere right prior to Trump's second presidency, in which there was so much is already happening and so much will still happen that it's going to require us as foundational Black Americans to really be on the one, to be on code, and to understand the understanding, and to converse within conversations, and to be analytical when it's time to analyze, and to be accountable when it's time for accountability. I'm on my Martin Luther King tonight, Kamar.
Come on in.
Well, yeah. Hey, y'all come on in, man. Share the show. Damn it. Stop playing. I see everybody out there. I know what y'all doing. I get it. Everybody got something to say. Well, let's say what we have to say, but then stand on what we say. A lot of times we say some shit and we give it a lot of energy when it's trendy, and then when it's not, we walk away from it and we forget about it, right? It's like the spirit of protesting and the spirit of, okay, let's get together and speak out against things, it lasts as long as the trend lasts. But when it's really time to get it done, we've already walked away. So I'm saying with any protest, there has to be a follow-up. What do we actually do? Did we get anything accomplished? Whose attention did we catch? Okay. And what moves are we prepared to make moving forward? I don't want to get too far ahead of anybody. I want everybody to be able to participate in this conversation. It's very important because white people right now, once again, with that Trump energy that I told y'all about, I'm looking at social media. I'm looking at the internet. I'm looking at, listen, let me tell you something. When large retail chains, large businesses start to say, okay, we're going to walk away from DEI and we're going to roll back basically anything that's going to attempt to create some balance and some equality, that's a slap in the face for us, because guess who spends the majority of the money with these companies? It's us. So we need to in turn show them, okay, Target, you want to walk away from it? Because I don't care about the diversity part of it. I don't care about the inclusion part of it, but I do care about the equality part of it. You can take the D and the I and keep the E for me. I care about equality. Equality has to be in place. And if it wasn't an issue, there wouldn't have been so many laws on the books in the first place regarding the shit. So for a white person to tell me now, we don't need that, you the same motherfuckers that are the reason that we have it in the first place. Okay? Stay calm. I said I was going to stay calm tonight, Kamar. I said I was going to stay calm. But the audacity of somebody to come to the United States of America and say, you know what this country needs? We need to get rid of anything that's relative to equality. That's what we need. That's our biggest problem. Are you fucking kidding me? Have you not looked at the history of our country? It's partially built on racism. America innovated racism. Y'all don't, people always, hey, everybody been slaves. Oh, we were slaves a long time ago. Irish people were slaves. Oh, we were slaves and Jews. America created a whole different kind of racism for your ass. And we still are fighting some of those battles. So now you can tell me anything you want, but don't tell me there's no racism, that there's no discrimination, that there's no bigotry, that there's no hate, no angst. Kamar, you probably said it. You probably had the quote of the night probably about 2 weeks ago when you said, you know what? It's cool if you vote for Trump. It's cool if you support Republicans. Just don't tell me they're not racist. That's when the problem begins.
That's it. Let's be real.
Right.
Let's start off being honest. Let's start off being honest with each other. You know what I'm saying? Okay, if you got your reasons to vote for him, fine. Say that. But don't tell me that motherfucker ain't racist.
Right. Right. That's when the problem starts, right? That's when we say, hold on, man. Wait, what you talking about, bro? And see, it's like, you know, I don't want to use a bunch of cliches about you pissing in the air and telling me it's raining and all that type of shit, right? I don't understand. I guess this is what I'm most confused about. And I'm looking at most white people who are, I mean, let's be honest, they're reveling in the fact that Trump won. They are celebrating. They are just like, yes, like we're going to get our country back. That's what they're doing, Kamar. That's their attitude. I look at white people who are now in the People's News Network. We've never been bothered by white people in the People's News Network. Kamar, I've had that group for 8 years. We never had this influx of white people who want to jump in and put memes.
Now
and
we got trolls.
Yes, white dudes. It ain't just Scott. Ain't just Scott. It's Joseph Walker. It's what's the Lucky Leprechaun? Like I'm looking at, and I'm saying, really, like that's. So this. You feel what I'm saying, right? Like
that his name. Is that his name?
One of them. Let me get my chat room.
Yeah, no doubt.
Let me get my chat room. Dion said he'll be here pretty soon. He said he got to get through Clan Land. Sharon Evans, how you doing, my sister? She said, what's going on, Outlaws? It's a pleasure to have you here, my sister. Please share the show. I asked that of everybody. If you're not going to hit the Cash App, and nobody does, share the show. Ernest Walker said, fuck Scott Epidemic or whatever his name is. Epicet, right? And he's the original white troll from when I was doing 3041 Live. Shout out to Keith Terry. Scott showed up and came like in person on North Avenue at night. Could have got his ass with blue black. But it was cool. It wasn't, but Kamar, once again, it wasn't that energy though. It wasn't that, I'm a white man. It wasn't that. It was, hey guys, it's cool. And yeah, it wasn't that Brody shit. Aaron Brown said Target has a 30-minute survey you have to take when applying for employment. Okay. That's not unusual. Go ahead, Kamar.
No, I was agreeing with you. I wasn't saying that.
Okay. So we'll, shout out to us, man.
I was ad-libbing.
Okay. Shout out to us, man. We are, and we'll be okay. And I like, even all you racist white people, I need for y'all to understand too. We gonna be all right. We straight. We've proven this over the test of time. Like, we still here. What haven't you tried to eradicate us? You've tried everything. Okay. So we're gonna be okay. So we're not shaking. We're not stirred. We're not shaking in our boots. Like, I'm not living scared. I'm like, you know what? Because my faith is in the people. And I already see, like we talked about, this political upheaval. This is about to be litigation. A lot of the stuff, a lot of the executive orders and all of the crazy shit, you can talk all you want, but there is still laws in place, right? So there will be a lot. This is going to be interesting. But I wouldn't be right if I didn't shout out all the black people who voted for Donald Trump. This is the time when I gloat. Kamar, this is the time when I get to laugh at y'all. All you black people. I ain't talking to the Latinos. I ain't talking to the white women who voted. Congratulations to you too. You're getting fucked over too, because if you don't think DEI and any kind of equality or civil rights legislation applies to your ass, you're silly too. Because remember, this white man y'all didn't even have rights. His own women didn't even have rights. That's how cold he is. Let's get your ass over there and sit down and make me some cheese or something. So, all you black people, y'all was so smart. Oh, we're gonna get off the Democratic plantation. Okay. Oh, he's a businessman. He stand on business. When his first official acts are going at your civil rights. Don't tell me about Kevin is more than black, but we are included in that. I believe, right? We are, that is us, just our struggle. That's what Brother Martin got murdered for. His crusade to say, hey, when we talk about civil rights in this country, black people need to be included. It wasn't just him saying it's all about us. He was saying it's a bunch of people who are underserved, but black people are definitely part of that. So if his first thing is to go after just your ability to work, equal employment, how you feel? Snoop, how you feel? They said, Trick Daddy said Nelly got a $1.7 million check. How you feel, Nelly? You feel good? You honor the office? You respect him? It's an honor? Snoop talking about we tear each other down. We tear each other down. Bro, you tore yourself down. First of all, you put out a video years ago, and you had some follow-up joints to it. There's a lot more footage of him speaking. And if you listen at what he says point blank, Donald Trump is a racist. So 4 years later, has Trump changed? Has his rhetoric died down? I think not. What has changed about him? Well, people say, well, he got Harry O out. who is now Snoop Dogg's partner on the new Death Row Records, right? And if you know hip hop, you know Harry O and Suge Knight. Harry O, first of all, Harry O was this huge drug dealer in the 80s, just huge, right? And he was dabbling in entertainment. People say he actually produced the first stage play that Denzel Washington was in. That's how big this brother was. But he caught a case. He caught a dope case. He caught a drug case. He went to prison. He was in prison for years. Before he had left, he had put seed money down for Death Row Records with Suge Knight and Dick Griffey, and which we know turned into the Death Row Records that came up with the Chronic and Snoop Doggy Dogg and the Doggy Style and the Dog Pound and up until Tupac. That is that Death Row Records. Well, after all of the bankruptcies and Suge's in prison, Pac's dead, a lot of other people are dead. Snoop was able to buy the label back. Trump pardoned Harry O. So Harry O was able to come home. Now Snoop says, well, you were one of the original founders. I got the money. I got the status. Let's get the album cracking. They have like October London, Snoop's album. They got a bunch of the old Death Row artists, which is cool. That's a business move. But even if he pardoned Harry O, I still can't see how you stand by him. Or even if you're going to do something like that, just come to the people and say, hey, listen, it might have been a mistaken judgment, but for me, this is pure business, y'all. I'm still with y'all. Like, say something like that. Don't come back and tell us, oh no, y'all just trying to hate on me because I'm making moves. Stop it, nigga.
You right.
Nobody's hating on you.
This, right? Hey yo, I wonder if like that California hood politics had anything to do with that deal. You know what I'm saying?
The Harry O or the Trump?
I wonder. No, I'm talking about with Snoop and Harry O. You know what I mean? Like it probably was something big in the hood. Like I wonder how them niggas out there looking at it. You know what I'm saying? Like I wonder if it's known, like if it's known out there, like did Snoop do this shit to get Harry O out? Or you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, I ain't trying to cover up for him or nothing. I'm just thinking of different possibilities of what could be going on. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's look at it. Harry O was released last year or 2 years ago.
Okay.
So
okay. Well, I ain't know that.
No, he's been out. Right. He's been out. Now, if Snoop wants to say, well, and it might be more than that, because if Trump was president 4 years ago. So on his way out, I guess he pardoned Harry O, and Harry O was able to come out and get his affairs straight, and they did. That's fine. I get all of that. But I just feel like celebrities who don't
maybe back then Trump said, look, I'm gonna get Harry O out, but you're gonna support me when I come back. I don't know. I'm just
even if that's the case, why wouldn't you say that? Why wouldn't you say that instead of trying to talk down to us and say, oh, y'all just hating on me, or this is what we do. We tear each other down and all this shit. No. Admit what you just did, bro.
You think it could be? Hey, this is all just for conversation's sake, right? While I'm throwing this stuff at you. You know what I mean? Just for conversation's sake. You know, like we talk about the favors. You know what I mean? And then it's like we talk about how they make comedians put the dress on and shit. And, you know what I mean? And then now it's like, okay, Snoop, we talked about the Diddy shit before. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe I'm just throwing a bunch of different shit out there because I feel like it could be a lot tied into it. And they like, no, don't say nothing about that. Just do it. Like we want you to look a certain kind of way. Like how they do with, like I said, how they do with the black comedians. You know what I mean? With the dress. We need you to look a certain kind of way. You know what I mean? We need you to do this. You got to do this. Like, I wonder if they using him as a pawn type shit.
I want to say, first of all, I don't believe street politics has anything to do with this, because if I'm making no mistake, somebody out there can correct me if I'm wrong. I thought Harry O was blood leaning. Snoop identifies himself as a Crip. Okay, so I don't know that street politics. I don't know that street politics has anything to do with this. But also, I want to say it doesn't matter, because I guess that's what it comes down to when we say what's good for us as opposed to what's good for you. All right. Now, for us, and now this is great because we see what Trump has done as soon as he got in, right? Mass deportations, trying to strip that Project 2025 is playing like one of Snoop's albums. So now it's time to talk straight to us. And if it's about the money, say that. If it's about, well, I really just had a lot of respect because he got Harry R, say that. But don't try to come at us for questioning you. You're not beyond reproach.
Right. I'm with you on it.
Your lyrics ain't so cold that you can do whatever
I'm with you on
want
that.
and
I'm
won't
just
nobody
throwing
say
shit out there.
Oh, you can throw it. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't think it's that.
You could.
I mean, I don't think. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't think he feel like he can do what he want. I think it's some other shit tied into it.
I think he's on a different level of getting money, but I think his just to do a favor for a favor, because how do you network with people who have money? It's a favor for a favor. So for that further, we got to talk about a brother who is the darling of America, even prior to Trump. That's why I'm saying it's not a reactive thing like, oh, you finally let Harry O. You've been let Harry O out. You've been trumping as Trump has done. He hasn't switched. Now, Snoop is Martha Stewart, the Olympics, television commercials, all this kind of stuff.
They put him out there to be their new nigga.
The level of money he's getting right now, I think he will say you probably don't even understand it. Now, I get that. But say that. Don't turn around and say, oh, you out of order for questioning me. You know who I am? I'm Snoop Dogg. Motherfucker, you ain't got one piece of legislation passed. You don't have any.
I think it's one of them situations where it's like an initiation type thing. You know what I mean? They took Diddy down. They need another nigga in that place. You know what I'm saying? Look here, you gonna do this stuff for us, do this, do that for the cost of fame. You know what I mean? For the price of fame. Or whatever, for longevity fame. And you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just throwing shit out there. I think they using him. It's a whole bunch of shit going on, man. Because my whole life of knowing Snoop, I never, ever would have thought. You know what I mean? I never, ever would have thought he'd have went to the president, performed for the president. You know what I'm saying? I never would have thought. I don't give a fuck what president it was. I remember that was something we used to talk about growing up all the time. Motherfuckers going to the White House. Fuck y'all going to the White House.
Well, people said this is the counter argument to what we're talking about. People said, well, why weren't you mad? Why weren't black people critical when Megan Thee Stallion and other black entertainers performed for Kamala? And I say that's inaccurate because we actually were very critical. We were very critical, especially with Megan Thee Stallion twerking. And she didn't even come with like a empowerment song for sisters. We spoke out against that, but that is pandering. And that is what politicians do. And we understand that because we seen Hulk Hogan and we seen all these white celebrities. Look at Kid Rock been going crazy. I think he been drunk ever since the inauguration. He just wilding every day on some racist shit. Right. And this was once a white boy who was a rapper who Ice-T brought in. Every one of them too. Ice-T brought Kid Rock in, and he was at one point a rapper. There's pictures of him with a high top fade in the 90s. Now he's a redneck rockabilly racist. I mean, Trump they pandered. So yeah, we spoke on either term. But I think what's being forgotten is Snoop actually still meant something to us, and that speaks to our relationships with the celebrities, the people that we look up to, because there's an expectation that, hey man, you up that high, you're supposed to represent us. So Snoop should have understood why people were disappointed. I felt like he should have spoke to, hey man, I know y'all disappointed. You know, I know it might look like this or that, whatever. But I think he should have just been open and honest with us instead of the typical, oh, y'all just hating on me because I'm rich. Oh, we love to tear each other down. No, we love to keep it real with each other. Like, nigga, what you doing? And I think he's forgotten that. Maybe Martha should explain that to him. Just because all the rich white people walked away from her when she was found guilty of insider trading and shit. She committed some serious shit. White people was like, we cool on Martha. Snoop came through. Snoop rescued her. Come on. Aaron Brown is in the chat room. Shout out to Aaron Brown. He says Snoop soft. He spoke his mind transparently about Pac, but not in this situation. How's he been transparent about Tupac? When I hear him go on places and say, I see him go on platforms and say, I gave up. I basically gave Pac the light. I was the biggest celebrity in the world when Tupac came. Well, and I think I said, well, he was actually getting out of prison. But prior to you even being heard of, Tupac was already a movie star. Juice came out a long time before Snoop, right? Pac had an album out and had been all up in the Bay Area before the Chronic hit. It was close, but how can you say, well, this dude is his range is better than yours? He's an actor. He's a poet. Yeah, you might have said, okay, he coming home from jail, but come on, man. It's not even on the same level. Let me see. He says Snoop soft, and I agree. I can't call him soft. I ain't call him soft. I think he's shuffling, but I can't call him soft. I don't know him. I don't know him personally. He says Snoop don't know how to communicate and he has poor PR. I think Snoop does what he does. He's a self-driven entity. That's what I'm saying. He deserves no pass because people want to give him all these passes. Oh, he didn't know, and they told him to do. This man made a conscious decision. He's a Crip gang member who smokes weed. Snoop walked down the aisle at the MTV Awards with white women with a collar and a leash on at one point. He was actively promoting pimping. Right? Then he had dreads. And he was Snoop Lion. He made a conscious decision, man. He said when Pac was alive, I guess. Shout out to Cynthia Armstrong. How you doing? She said Snoop forgot what he said in 2016. He's a sellout. Oh. Sellout. Come on. Okay, so now let's get to this point. Is it bad to sell out? And I'm asking you this because Trick Daddy, and I don't know how serious we even can take Trick Daddy. Let's be honest. Like, it's Trick Daddy we talking about. Like, first of all, his name is Trick Daddy. But he says, well, Nelly got $1.7 million to do that performance. That's what Trick Daddy is saying. And people are saying, man, with a bag that big, you got to go and get it. That's fine. That's fine if the next day when Willie D call you, if you say, I ain't gonna lie, Will, that was 1.7 because I had to go get that money, man. I need that bread. We would have been like, oh, Nelly, you crazy. The fact that he started shuffling and trying to explain, and it just made him, the buck dancery was real. And we just said, come on, man. I give Soulja Boy, and I'm not a Soulja Boy, I give Soulja Boy said, man, look, man, my bad, y'all. I had to get that money. I needed that bag. Soulja Boy was like, I had to get that money. He was like, Camel and them, and they were trying to give me shit. I said, I can respect that. Enjoy your money. Enjoy your money. Enjoy your money.
Right. Because we know that's all it was.
Right.
You know what I mean? We know you ain't got no intentions behind that shit.
Right.
We know you don't stand behind all that shit now. You know what I'm saying? You doing your job. You getting a check.
Doing your job. You have a job, right? Yes. That's it, Kamar. Dance, nigga.
You know what I'm saying?
Dance. I mean, we don't want to say it like
literally.
that. Literally. With sports, I look at a lot of the athletes and I say these brothers, a lot of young brothers, man, straight up world-class athletes, raw at balling, and a lot of times they don't have any kind of social opinions. They got white women and all this, and I say,
and that's what I was finna say, don't care.
Because the point of this is, I give you this ball, run, nigga, run. So it's the same with Snoop. I give you this mic, dance, nigga.
Dig this. You ain't no sellout if you that kind of nigga.
If you're for sale. You're not selling out.
If you that kind of nigga, you ain't no. That's all you know.
If
you
you're
ain't
for
selling nothing, you don't even know you selling nothing out. You just the house nigga. Your daddy was a house nigga. His daddy was a house nigga.
Or you're a prostitute. See, one thing. Listen.
Yeah. You can
The
call
one
it that
thing,
too, right?
the one thing you always, I'm gonna go, because I got to go north side here. I'm gonna get back to my chat room. Hold on. The one thing that I always had to respect, man, when I was a youngster coming up, when I first got my first taste of being in the streets, right? The most honest person you met on that block late at night was a prostitute. She was the most honest person. She would, if you talking to her for 2 minutes, she said, "Baby, I'm out here selling ass. Like, what's happening?" And you'd be like, "Whoa, shit, my bad." And you know, you talked to him or you moved around, right? The thief would try to act like he was your friend, or he'd be on some sneaky. He wouldn't tell you who he was, right? Like the drug dealer was trying to get you, either you working for him or he's serving you. He ain't honest about who he is. That prostitute was the only honest one. Baby, I got to get this money. You know what I mean? So I said, you know what? But I didn't look down on them, because I said she told you who she was. So we should look at entertainers as the same, because they're selling their wares.
Right.
You're a prostitute.
Right.
It's okay. But then don't try to come back to me and explain why I'm wrong for saying, "Damn, why you out here prostituting?" Because fundamentally it's wrong to do.
Right. Nelly talking about, how is that man racist? How is he racist?
I wonder what Nelly would say now. Or is him and Ashanti, I know they just had a baby, or is they just outspending the 1.7 according to Trick Daddy?
Well,
Dion is in the building.
With influence that said something to him. You know what I mean? And told him.
Yeah, but if that man, hold on, if his answer was, "I hear you, bro, but I owe the IRS $700,000," that conversation is over.
Right.
Hey, shit, dance, nigga. We don't know who Nelly owes. So if he said, "Man, shit, man, I got, man."
Hey, listen, man, I was just saying this the other day. I said, my mother always told me, if you're embarrassed about something, don't do it. If you can't explain yourself, don't do it. You know what I'm saying? If you feel bad about doing what you're doing, don't do it.
But okay, I hear that. But if you're doing it and you get caught, don't say you didn't do it. Say, yeah, y'all got me. Shit, I fucked up. Instead of, "No, you're wrong. You're just trying to tear me down." No, you fucked up. That's why I guess with Snoop, I just wanted him to say, "Hey, man, I get it. I get why people criticizing me. I understand." He was acting like, "Well, what do you mean?" Come on. Right. Dion, you in the chat room. Courtney just jumped in. Let me get to Dion first. What's going on, man?
Man, just, you already know, just reading this, sitting back, living this fairy tale of Project 2025. That's all. You know, the FCC next, you know. You know what bothers me, though, man, is when people see all this going on and they'll still say, "Well, that's not part of Project 24. Like, bro, you just don't know how irritated I try not to watch none of it. Like real life talk. I be like playing Monopoly and on YouTube watching these guys that be telling prison stories and shit like that. You know, I was listening to Roland Martin today about something, but I fell asleep. I don't know. But it's just crazy, though. You know what I'm saying? And I think I shared some of the People's News Network about, they said that a lot of votes were purged. See, that's why it was important to watch that one documentary. You know, I think, and he said, he even brought up Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? Like, they did a lot of voter suppression and a lot of votes were purged in Georgia. You know, we'd never really know. It'll come out 20 years later, 30 years, you know, we'll find out that this. But, you know, my thing is this, though, like, I be sitting back and I be looking and I be listening to everything he's doing. And I'm like, is this, like, okay, like, fuck the white supremacism. You know what I'm saying? Like, money overrule everything. But is this what's going to be best for America in the long run? You know, like, you putting a lot of people in a bad positions, man.
Okay.
You putting a lot of people in bad positions.
Let me stop you right there. I think that's probably the most poignant thing you said. And that's the question that I'm asking myself. Is all of this shit what's best for our country moving forward? Right? Because according to them, these things that he's doing are necessary evils to make America great again, for the golden age of what they're calling the golden age of America. Now let's pause there. because I want to shout Courtney out. Courtney, how you doing tonight?
I'm well.
Okay.
Well.
Okay. Welcome to the show for however long you'll be here.
Thank you.
Courtney be like, and out. People like, what happened to the news lady? I don't know. People ask me like I know and shit. Where'd she go?
Do magic. That's what it is.
All right. Appear and disappear. Aaron Brown is in the chat room. Welcome to the show, by the way. Like I said, Aaron Brown said he didn't take his side when that bogus. Well, we look at the whole Drake and Kendrick thing. Snoop, who's supposed to be on, they did the Mount Westmore thing where he's supposed to be one of the greatest West Coast. He didn't even. How could you not support Kendrick when what Kendrick was saying was relevant and actual to the times? Speaking to Drake and letting him know, you're not one of us. You are not. You're a half-breed from Canada. You're not a foundational Black American. We've allowed you into the house of culture, and you have shat on yourself. You did the Rick James on Eddie's couch. You put your boots on the couch. Fuck your couch. So how could Snoop not say? And that lets you know then it's about the money. It's about whatever connections him and Drake might have in terms of doing concerts and let me come in. It might be all of that. So Vince Tony, how you doing? How you doing? He said, what up, Outlaws? How you doing, Vince? How you doing? Cynthia Armstrong says, all money ain't good money. When you know you are dealing with the devil and the devil is going to hurt your people and bring them down, then you are a sellout. I agree. We've referenced Step and Fetch It on the show. I've talked about what was the crazy show that Amos and Andy. We've talked about blackface vaudeville performers. We've talked about Aunt Jemima, those figures, the imagery that they portrayed to the country of who we were. And people, you say, well, she got paid. Or you say the sister won the Academy Award for playing the slave and Gone with the Wind. Yeah, that was good for that individual. But how good was it for all of us?
Was that Jemima a real lady?
According to some.
Or was that just an image?
It's kind of twisted, Kamar, and I haven't done a deep dive enough to. All I've said is I've heard two versions. I've heard that this was a creation of an ad agency, but I've also heard that once they came up with it, they did hire a Black woman who was supposed to be the person who that character, right?
I know on the commercial. I remember on the
she was able to tour and make live appearances, and I guess she made a lot of money. So once again, if it's something y'all got more inroads on than me, it doesn't matter to me if she was like real or not. I thought the imagery of a mammy, just like I thought the imagery of Uncle Ben. Anytime
that's why I was was it a real person? You know what I mean?
They say her name was Nancy.
What was her name, Courtney?
Nancy Green.
Now, was that her recipe, or was she just somebody who they hired to just kind of?
No, they say that was her recipe.
Okay.
She created the recipe.
So even when they gave Aunt Jemima, y'all remember in the 90s they gave Aunt Jemima a perm. Remember they took the head rag off of her and gave her a perm.
So big.
I like that.
Yeah.
And I remember this is how hip hop I am. I think it was Burn Hollywood Burn where Big Daddy Kane said something about that. Like Aunt Jemima, and then he said even if now she got a perm, right? And so, but she did have a perm in the 90s. She had got her shit done. But anytime you portray negative imagery of us, I have a problem with it. It's not the end of the world, but I personally have a problem with it. I don't agree with it. You can push that shit all you want, and some people can laugh at it, but I'm gonna say, nah, I don't like that shit. I feel like that's my right. And Miss Armstrong, I think you are correct, because we often misquote whatever biblical references there are to money, because people always say the love of money, but think about the quote. It's not having money. Money itself is not the root of all evil. The love of money. I say that one more time like a pastor. It ain't money. It's the love.
In this time, I feel like money is spiritual, right? Because see, I feel like it's the medium to a lot of our manifestations.
Okay.
For in order for a lot of our manifestations to manifest, we need money.
Yeah, you need to manifest some payments. I agree with you. You need to manifest.
You know what I'm saying?
No, that's right.
So money is
You need
spiritual.
to manifest a bank account.
You know what I'm saying?
Kamar, you're right. You better be spiritual. You better pray for some money. I'm sorry. I don't.
It take a little more. It take a little more than prayer.
Hey man, pray Lord give you the strength. You go get it. Right. I tell people all the time. Listen, don't pray for a Cadillac. Pray for the ability to afford a Cadillac, because Cadillacs cost money to maintain. So just to get it, you get a little money and you buy one. As soon as that check engine light come on and you take it to Nodell or Crest, and they say that'll be $1,400. Just ain't that a bitch?
That's
gonna be
no more Nodell Cadillac.
I know. I hear you. If you know, you know, right, Dion? You know that. How you know that?
Yeah, man. But I just been sitting back looking at all this, and it's, I don't know, man. Like I've been listening to a lot of, I'm always listening to something. And I was just, people was just really putting it out there. And it just really made me think, you know what I'm saying? I think I said that in the People News Network. I was like, in order for white people to get ahead, you got to suppress another group of people. That ain't fair. If you superior and everyone else inferior, make the playing ground equal. And that kind of gives me a little peace of mind to know, oh, man, you motherfuckers ain't shit. All y'all doing, y'all trying to do everything to make everything in y'all favor. And yeah, you can get everything in your favor, but the killing part about it, you can get everything in your favor. You motherfuckers still ain't going to get ahead. Because if it ain't meant for you to get ahead, you ain't going to get ahead. That's why you got all them poor-ass motherfuckers in Virginia and Paducah County and Pike County, Kentucky, and
shout out to them though, Dion. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. Shout out to them, because God bless them, because they the new niggas. They just don't know it yet.
Did you know? I didn't know it's a town in Illinois called Anna, and it means ain't no niggas allowed. I said, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, I didn't know that, and I probably
yeah.
It's
Well,
not like I ever go there.
Well, you never know. If you going down south and you go a little bit, I'll say, what's that, west of Carbondale, and go through another one called Jones, bro, just be careful, because you might be in Anna.
But I mean, like, yeah, okay. Thank you for that tidbit. Ernest Walker said that bread them coons took was peanuts to Trump and them. They had a cheap laugh off Snoop, and Snoop allowed them to show us what power they hold. It wasn't just a bad look for Snoop. He let us all down. See,
Snoop for? What happened?
And that's part of what I was alluding to right there. The image, like they front him out there on Front Street. Like, yeah, you get your ass out here. You know what I'm saying? In front of your people and do this. I'm gonna tell you something, man. Like, black folks, I feel like we really got to be careful too. I was just talking about spiritual shit, you know what I mean? And we see all this different stuff going on, like how they had Dion was talking about the 2025 demonstration, you know what I'm saying? Listen, all this stuff going on, it's all meant to break our spirits, to break us down.
Well, good
luck.
You know
what I mean? Give up hope. Stop fighting. Stop working. You know what I mean? This been their whole agenda since they fucking came out. You know what I mean? To break our motherfucking spirits, man. You know what I'm saying? So again, just keep working on yourself. Fuck all that shit that they talking about. You know what I mean? Don't let it scare you is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Rhetoric, rhetoric is part of war.
It's just rhetoric. I'm saying don't let it scare you.
I'm saying rhetoric is part of war, Kamar, because even in Vietnam, when they talk about the Vietnamese dropping leaflets on black soldiers in the jungle saying, nigga, go home. This ain't got nothing to do with you. We're going to use rhetoric to influence the masses. And so a lot of time entertainment is that rhetoric that they create. Listen, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but diamonds in themselves are not rare. No. The De Beers family utilized Hollywood to glamorize diamonds, to make them valuable. There are active diamond mines in the United States of America, but they utilize the movie industry to say, oh, diamonds are glamorous. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. You know why? Because they were exploiting Africans who they tied soup cans on the necks of and had them just crawl on the ground. The diamonds were so plentiful that they was able to just scoop them. They were forming above ground. They weren't rare at all. But through rhetoric, right, and through, you can put all this shit out here. Let's make a movie about it. Look at it. Nobody cared about a Crip or a Blood until the movie Colors came out. All of a sudden, across the country, it was Crips and Bloods, right? So you utilize the media. I got let me see. I think Ewok, you with us? Are you with us? Can you hear me? I thought I merged it, y'all. My bad. Sometimes I don't know what I'm doing. I tried to bring Ewok in. Let me see. Try one more time. Ewok, call back, man. Unless I got you. Can you hear me? That ain't on me. My phone is working, y'all. My phone is working. Let me go to the chat room. Cynthia Armstrong says, hell no, these millionaires are getting richer and Trump is getting rich with them. Ewok, hit us back, man. My bad. That was on me. Hell no, these millionaires are getting richer and Trump is getting rich with them. They don't give a fuck about the United States. Trump been rich, though. It's just more money. Sharon Evans says she sold the pancakes at the World Fair in Chicago or New York. Now, okay, so they had her there actually in character selling the pancakes.
There was a person that created this recipe, and then maybe in later years they had a character doing it, but there was a person that was Aunt Jemima that was Nancy that created this. But
what's her name? Jemima, though. Let's be honest. What's her name?
It was Nancy.
Was her name really Aunt Jemima, though? Think about the name, Aunt Jemima.
Let's get there. Jemima. There's a Nancy Green that came up with the recipe now.
Okay, so that's what I'm asking you. So it was Nancy Green's recipe. It wasn't. So they made Aunt Jemima up. It was really Nancy Green. I guess that's what I'm trying to get clear.
Let's see if I'm gonna do some background. Let's see if Aunt Jemima was
a person. Who's named Jemima? I've never met another black person named Jemima. I've never heard another sister named. Hey, I went to school with Jemima. Like who? Hey, whose auntie was she?
But wasn't on the commercial back in the day? Wasn't her name Mrs. Butterworth?
That was a different one. They was copying Aunt Jemima.
Oh, it was a different one. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. They was copying. They was copying. This nigga shit sell. Cynthia Armstrong said, look who Trump has in the West Wing with him. Elon Musk, and not just him, all the millionaires are hanging with him. They have a God complex. They want to rule the world. Well, when
nigga.
But when Nelly said that to Willie D, and he said, well, why do you think he's racist? I just felt like Willie should have said, have you seen his cabinet? Have you done a little research on the people who are in his cabinet? He's assembled the super friends of racist white people.
Yeah.
Guilt by association.
They can't be that slow, Kev, are they? Like, really, in real life?
Well, that's what you kept asking yourself when Nelly was talking. Like, bruh, it's 2025. You sound like you from the 50s.
And see, and niggas who do that type shit, like, that's sellout mode right there.
Them niggas that you probably got to shoot when shit get real.
Because now you lying to us and shit. You buck dancing and shit. You know what I mean? You lying, dog. Now you defending him and everything. Like he was defending him and everything.
Some people would say, they would say he wasn't being forthcoming. They would say Nelly wasn't being forthcoming. I don't know if he was lying. He wasn't up front with us. Black people say he wasn't keeping it real.
Well, I mean lying about, you know what I mean, all this shit, the whole demonstration.
But just fronting, yeah. Man. Jesse says, what's cracking Outlaws from the mile high income and mass deported city. Shout out to you and Shabaka, man. He said, hashtag I'm not your enemy. Yeah, I stopped even putting it up because I think, we can put it up again. I'm not your enemy because I'm really not. He said, I agree, Kamar. Don't let it scare you. Dion said, what happened? Dion, as far as I'm concerned, I thought you were still on the line. I don't know. See, that's what I'm saying. Let me do something. Let me hit a button, y'all. I got buttons, right? Okay. I just hit a button. Next call.
Don't let the shit scare you. Don't let nothing scare you. Just figure out what the fuck you got to do.
It's really on you. That's what I'm saying. I get tired of wasting time. I think at this point it's redundant to keep having a conversation about. Instead of, once again, Kamar, like we said last week, isn't it more important now to just prepare accordingly? Like, and just you have to react now. It's going down. Dion, I don't know what's up with your phone, but something is going on. I don't know what's up. I don't know if this is crazy because I can't even hang his phone, his call up. So I don't know what's going on with the whole.
Fortunately, you know about something before everybody else. So that means prepare, nigga. Don't
yeah,
just
man. Now
start
that you
crying
know it,
about shit that's going on. Prepare. Tell motherfuckers what to do.
so Ewok is letting me know my phone is down. Give me a second, Dion, because I can't. I don't know what's up with Dion's phone. I can't even hang the phone up. It'd be funny when people say, Kev, they messing with you, them people messing with you. I don't believe they messing with me. I just believe my phone is bootleg sometimes.
It is.
I'm resetting it. Thank you, Courtney, thank you. Yeah, right. Okay.
But it seems like Angel Mama just popped up out of nowhere. Like the Camille Company heard about Green's pancakes and they went looking for her and they found her, and then boom, in the late 1800s, they came up with Angel Mama. Like they probably came up with that name. How about we call you Angel Mama?
All I wanted to know, so that's her rap name. That's her rap name.
And it was her selling her pancakes until she got hit by a car in Chicago at the age of 89. Damn.
At 89, you got hit by a car.
Right? Shit.
That's crazy. Sharon Evans said the name Nancy Green don't sell. Right.
It don't.
Ain't Nancy?
Pancakes. I mean, no.
I know I'm resetting the phone, y'all. So we'll see. We should be able to.
Like syrup is syrup. It seemed like syrup is syrup. You know what I'm saying?
But notice, Kamar, the Miss Butterworth, the bottle was shaped. She was shapely. Yeah. It wasn't a plastic. It wasn't the Angel Mama. She was. Right. She was shapely.
But I mean, like I'm talking about because with a lot of, I'm talking about with a lot of products, you got to have something that really stand out about the taste. You know what I mean? To make you the best seller. It was the bottle. You know what I'm saying? It was the bottle. And I guess it did have its own distinct taste. You know what I'm saying? Versus other, but most syrup is syrup. Shit.
But
when you go to the restaurant, you don't know the difference. You just pour some syrup on your shit.
No, Angel Mama do got syrup. But I wonder when did they start making syrup? Because for the longest, it was just the pancake mix and that's it. So
Angel Mama always has syrup.
Okay, stop for a second. Caller, is this 788?
This is Dion.
Okay, I don't know what the hell is going on with my phone. I really don't, y'all. I'm getting numbers. I'm like,
of course you don't know what's going on.
Right, right. You think I got an Obama phone? Really? I got an Obama phone.
On the phone.
Can Kamar and Courtney hear me? Only you can hear me.
I can hear you. Can y'all hear Dion? Okay, we good.
Yeah.
Well, at least we know it's working now. So if y'all want to call in, right? Let me get the chat room.
We don't know if your phone can handle all that now, Kev. You got one call, just take it easy.
It's funny when you call me out about that, but it be shows where I have 3 and 4 people on the phone and nobody gives me credit. But as soon as it's not working right, everybody say your phone cheap. That's how, like Snoop said, y'all always trying to tear somebody down. I'm with Snoop now.
Ain't no fun. Ain't no fun in that other shit. Ain't no fun in the other shit.
Why would we celebrate you? Fuck you. Fuck you.
Right.
We
can't get no laugh out of that. We can't.
All right. Where's the comedy in that, right? You know oh, Kev, good job with the phone. As opposed to, you got a gas station flip phone, right? Like just more, right. A says, now they're trying to deny us from knowing who our enemies are. Nigga, we ain't dumb. Sharon Evans said Harriet Tubman would have taken all them out. I don't know. I don't know about Harriet. I don't know
if she would kill them now. I don't know. Or killing Nelly.
No. I think more research needs to be done on Harriet. Because I feel like there was some selection processes on who actually, and I don't know. I don't think she took everybody, because if you show up at a plantation, everybody gonna be like, I want to go. But if you just taking 20 here and 30 there, I'm not none this just not as revisionist.
No, I don't care. We may disagree a little bit. I think it'll still be some niggas like, oh no.
Everybody ain't trying to go.
You better not. Shame on you.
I'm just saying, was that her hustle? Like she knew and people who had money up north can be like, well, go down there and get my cousins. Here go a little bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. I don't.
But I think
you know what's
she knows she's going to
and I think about all the conversations that we had on Outlaw Radio. and you be like, man, I'm not thinking about slavery and this, that, and another, and woo woo. But slavery put us in a position.
God, man, are you
that
ever?
well,
hold on. No, you hold on. No, you hold on.
Damn.
Are you ever?
You
Listen.
sound like
Are you ever gonna quote me accurately when it comes to our conversation about slavery?
I don't be remembering
well, then don't quote. Then don't use it because you're misquoting.
Maybe it be selective.
No, I've never said. I think about slavery. What I said is I don't wear slavery as a crutch. I don't feel like I'm traumatized by slavery in 2025. Me personally, I never said it didn't exist. I never said it wasn't damaging.
I ain't say that. I ain't say all that.
But you're creating a narrative in which I'm dismissive of the whole thing, as like kind of giving white people a pass. That's not the case.
Well, no, I don't think I was being dismissive, but when I sit back and think about all that, and I'll be like, damn, and it ain't nothing towards you. I'm just thinking about the conversation. And, don't get me wrong. I got other few people that, be like, hey, that's the past. We got to move forward. We can't hinder it on it. But that shit put us in a fucked up situation where we can have some evil vindictive. Like, this shit been going on for 400 plus years. Damn near 600 years or more where these motherfuckers has been so evil. And it's like when y'all gonna ever let it go? It's crazy. I be like I was talking to my girl today. I'm like, damn, like they can sit up there and say all the bad shit that they want about us, but look what y'all have done to put us in situations where we are oppressed, where our schools are fucked up, where our neighborhoods are fucked up, where we're violent, where we're drug addicts, where we're addicted to alcohol and on public assistance and all that. And then once y'all did all that to us, then y'all point the finger at us and be like, look at y'all now. I mean, that shit, it do be kind of like dehumanizing when you sit back and like, damn, this one group of people trying so hard. And like you just said about with Nelly, well, why is Donald Trump is a white supremacist? And as soon as this man get in there, he gets to dismantling everything that was enacted to protect people. And he probably benefited from some of that shit. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think that man have a college education because don't nobody ever talk about him, about his background, his education background, nothing like that. But it is though. It is. People can sit up there and be like, well, I don't, not this and not that and this, that, and the other. But there's just so much shit going on. You know what I'm saying? And our rights are being stripped away from us. Right in front of our eyes. Is like, ain't nothing we could do about it. And, you got motherfuckers that still running around with his dick in their mouth, though. You know what I'm saying, though?
Okay. Listen, Ernest Walker says Snoop got the nerves to be mad at us because we mad at him. He said he good. We're about our own lives. So it's super fuck dude, selfish ass. Jeff Crape, what it do, man? How you doing, Jeff? Welcome to the show. Shout out to you down in Texas, man. Go ahead, Kamar.
In a sense, that's the same shit what I'm saying, what Snoop just said, only I'm saying it from the other side. Like he said he good. Worry about your own lives. And I'm saying we need to worry about our own lives and get our shit together. We need to worry about what to do next. Whenever it's a problem, I ain't just saying politics. I'm saying any kind of problem in life. Your first thought should be, what do I do next?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What do I do next? What do I do right now? That should be your next thought. Not dwelling on what you feel like is wrong. Fuck that shit. That ain't even your life.
Well, I think that once again, I think Snoop is tone deaf, and I think this is part of his ego, and then I think that it's part of his financial status. But the fact of the matter is without us, our support. See, when white people looked upon Snoop as a joke, when they thought hip hop was a joke, when you had to depend on us to go out and buy your albums and come to your concerts, which you no longer have to do. We did our part when you was in horrible No Limit movies and we still bought the DVDs, right? When you have failed to ever really recreate what you actually brought us in with, which was Doggy Style and the Chronic. You've never been close to touching that ever. We've still supported you because you gave us that. And now I just feel like that you owe us at least an explanation. For you to get to this point and say I don't owe y'all shit is inaccurate. You owe us your life. Yeah, you getting white folks money now, but that's not how this started, brother. And you can't lose sight of that. You are tone deaf, which is fine because you're an entertainer. You're not a leader. You just showed us why it's not wise to be as vested as we are in our entertainers. Remember when Denzel came out and said, man, I would kiss the man, but they didn't put it in the movie. We was like, oh, hell no. Because we're vested with Denzel. We look at Denzel as like, in terms of being on screen cinematically, that's a representation of us that we can stand by, right? But when with Snoop's music, we said, hey, he's keeping it real. He's talking about what's going on in the neighborhood. I can respect that. But now you've elevated your status, right? It's like Sammy Davis Jr., who starts out tap dancing, but then gets to hang out with Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin, and they're the Rat Pack, and all of a sudden they doing racist jokes about him, and he's standing there laughing. He don't need our money no more, right? So yeah, so our entertainers, James Brown. I'll say this again. I love James Brown, one of my favorite artists musically, because the base of funk is from James Brown. Funk music, and anybody who know me know I love funk music over everything. I was born in 1975. I'll listen to Parliament all day before I listen to anybody that's new, right? James Brown campaigned for Richard Nixon. He's taking pictures with him, shaking his hand. Ow! Hey! We talking about the godfather of soul. These are entertainers. This is what they do. So we can't come apart. But I think it should be reciprocal, Kamar, because just like you saying, fuck y'all now, worry about you. When you come out with an album, I'm saying, I'm worried about my budget, bro. I don't know if I can afford it. You in a new movie? I don't know if I can pay the.
And really, that's it. And you know, and that's what we screaming too. Like, stop spending your motherfucking money where they don't want your money or they don't like it.
Hell yeah.
So Target, all
Walmart.
Walmart, all these places. Oh.
Yeah. And these are the thoughts that we have when we start thinking what to do next.
That's right. Or what we should be thinking, like what we gonna do.
Exactly.
And I don't know if brothers, ever really spent any time off the porch in the streets. And I'm not, menace to society. I ain't came from menace to society, but I'm saying I could think back in the days when something would happen when we was into it with somebody and they made a move on us. The first thing we had to do was get together and say, man, what we gonna do? Hey, what we finna do, man? You know what I mean? Like whether it was retaliation or whether it was just like, man, we got to lay low, or you had to say, hey, what we about to do, man? Because this is the reality of our situation. So right now, that's what we as Black people, we need to be looking at this and saying, okay, analytically, what do we need to do? And I think it's what we need to do is centered around some economic empowerment. I personally believe that. I've been saying that for a very long time. All of the rhetoric and the marches and memes and the T-shirts and I'm socially conscious on Facebook and Instagram, that needs to be out the window. It needs to be a solid economic plan to go along with our FBA ship. Meaning, oh, you are with Trump now? Then we ain't fucking with you. Now, a lot of Black people don't want to hear that. They don't want to even entertain that sentiment. And we gotta get used to that too. We got to get used to running into Black people who are still like, no, I like Trump. I like what he's doing. I don't know how you can listen. Right now, I'm gonna tell y'all how crazy y'all is. People get mad at us on this show a couple years ago for talking about being appreciative of Black History Month, right? Well, now Trump is saying, I'm getting that shit out of here. And people are like, no, wait, do you want it or don't you? Because I remember at the time we were saying, look, it's cool with us just to even give it recognition, just to say it's 365 days a year, but it's good to say, okay, this month, the real focus is going to be on Black history, but it's 365. Because like I said, you can't pick a day on the calendar when a Black person somewhere at some date and sometime in some year didn't do something. It's just who we are. Right. So now they took the Tuskegee joints, the pictures, the Tuskegee Airmen, down from but then they put it back up. They put it back up. Okay, they put it back from what I'm hearing. They said, no, we are going to teach them. And I'm like, well, that don't make sense. Why wouldn't you teach them about the good Negroes? The ones that actually fought for your country. You always talking about how much you respect veterans. How can you take that out? Right? Mm-hmm. So now there's supposed to be Black history teaches an alternative version of American history. This is their angle. And I'm like, how? Black history is American history. You know, and I know Irish people, I know German people and Italian people want to say what they've done. And in our country, I seen the Irish, what's his name? Leprechauno Sam, Leprechauno Sam, whatever the white dude is who be in the People's News Network. I seen Joseph Walker talking about because Irish peoples was slaves. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I hate when I hear that.
But what do that got to do with America? Maybe you were. But Black slavery in America was manufactured and commoditized by the United States of America. When y'all came off Ellis Island, y'all wasn't slaves. Now, they were subject to a lot of racist treatment and discrimination. But they was able to, get enough solidarity amongst themselves so that they could rise above and beyond. We have not been able to do that because every time we try to do it here, the other side comes to break it up and bust it up. We still ain't forgot that they named the FBI headquarters after J. Edgar Hoover, who said the biggest threat to the United States of America is Black solidarity. And people say, no, he meant the extremists. No, he was talking about, he said a Black Messiah, somebody to lead these Black people and wake them up and show them, hey. So when you say there's no racism, when you say there's no discrimination, we don't need those civil rights. We don't need equal employment acts. And I'm like, do people really know that affects them if they're not a white man? What white women, do you know? You just voted against your own interests? So, I say, why is it bad now for me to call out racism? All of a sudden, it's going to be outlawed to say or speak of what has transpired in this country. That's what Trump is doing. Like I said, the DEI shit, because you never really change your hiring practices, so that shit was just really a lot of idle conversation in the first place. And those federal,
but maybe somewhere else DEI help, because you personally didn't see it. That don't necessarily mean it didn't help, but maybe somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? It could have helped. Like, look at Lowe's. I think Lowe's, didn't they have a Black CEO at Lowe's? I think Lowe's was one of the first, because Menards is stationed out of here, Wisconsin, and they motherfucking Trump supporters at Home Depot. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So because we didn't see with DEI, even with affirmative action. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never seen that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm a convicted felon, and I just looked at, like, if a motherfucker didn't hire me, I don't know if they just said, no, we not fucking with him because he's a felon, or maybe I didn't have the experience, but I just moved on by my life. But,
I think what you got to look at is the fact that these laws were passed so that when you acquired the right license and you were qualified for the position, your color didn't matter. Whereas yesteryear, no matter what you had, they wouldn't have hired you.
They wouldn't have hired you.
So you can't say, Dion, you can't say you don't see it. When you say you were
No, I'm just saying, I'm not like downplaying it, and then I'm just saying, just like with DEI, maybe we
I ain't
didn't
talking about
see
DEI. I'm talking about equal opportunities,
affirmative action.
Like redlining would have prevented you from living where you live now.
Yeah, no, I'm not downing it. No, I'm not downing it. Maybe it's a miscommunication. I'm just saying, because I didn't see it, that doesn't mean it wasn't beneficial to somebody or even myself. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to be like, well, fuck it, we don't need affirmative action no more. But it's just sad, though, you know what I'm saying? Especially when I seen, what's dude named Clarence Thomas? Like, you got in the position of where you was in the college and law school because of affirmative action. Like this, is the self-hate or the money that deep where you would go against your own interests, or just think if you had a Black wife with Black children and this, that, and the other, even with, what's the other cocksucker name? Ben Carson. Like, maybe maybe your merit would have never got you into school. And then once your merit, it didn't get you into school, maybe affirmative action did get you into school, and once you got into school, then they say, like, God, this nigger, he's a good neurologist. And then now you just forgot about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all this shit. You know what I'm saying?
I heard Willie D saying we don't need this now. In now today's America, we don't need it. Let's put the work in. But I'm saying, how could any black person be that short-sighted? What do you mean you don't need it? Listen, the biggest difference between then and now is that there were legal, there was legislation passed to prevent certain things, and you can see the results. You can't argue with the fact that more of us went to college in the 80s and the 90s as black people. Now, if you just been one of them people who be like, fuck college, I get it, right? Because we do have some black people who say that. But you can't deny the fact, my generation specifically, those mid to late 90s and mid to late 80s and 90s, more of us went to college than ever before. And it ain't because of the Cosby Show. Because a lot of us went to what I call historically white institutions, myself included. But before that, we wasn't even getting the opportunity. Remember the Negro College Fund commercial where the little boy,
United Negro College Fund,
and the little boy be on the bus. Now I'm finna age myself. The little boy be on the bus with his granddaddy, and he doing his schoolwork. He got a diagram of the heart, and the granddaddy surprises the little boy because he knows every part of the heart. And the little boy look up and say, "Granddad, how do you know all this?" And the old man looks so sad. He said, "I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to go to school for it." And the little boy say, "Why didn't you?" He said, "We couldn't afford it." And then at the end, they say, "A mind is a terrible thing to waste." Now, I asked every black person who went to college in the 90s, myself included. None of us got no United Negro College Fund money. I never got a dime from the United Negro College Fund. But we went to school. We were given an opportunity. We were given an opening to say, I ain't got to go down south and go to a HBCU. I can go right here. I can go right here, in the state. So affirmative action is needed in this country. If this country has shown you that if you don't keep them accountable, they will fuck you over. That's why I'm laughing at these white dudes who keep coming up with all this shit. And I'm like, y'all really sitting here trying to tell us that there's no need for any kind of civil rights or equality, anti-discrimination legislation in this country?
That's what they want you to think.
Really?
Stop, that's what they want. And then another thing that we got to understand too, like, okay, we sitting up here talking about preparing and this, that, and other. But say, for instance, if one of us was getting small business loan, minority small business loan from the federal government, it's cut. It's cut. You understand what I'm saying? It's cut off. You're not getting it because they ain't doing that shit no more. Look at all these people that are laid off in some of these diversity departments. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers had mortgages and shit. And all of a sudden they said, we're actually your department. It's really people out there. It's really people out there that this shit is affecting.
Hey, Dion,
what?
I'm going to tell you the truth about them people who got laid off for DEI. Shit happens. Let me tell you, I've been laid off from some jobs before. And I had a mortgage and all that shit. Wasn't nobody crying for me. Look, man, I'm just saying. Sometimes I done had jobs where we had millions of dollars in grants and funding and we was cruising. And one day, Mr. Barnes, they need to see you in the office. We just lost this grant and that grant. And I'm looking like, wait, hold on. Y'all know I got bills, right? They gave not a fuck. So if you lost your shit in the DEI department, I'm not really crying in my drink for you. I'm saying get another job. Shout out to Milltown Mikey Davis. People. What up, Mike? I hope you're doing better, man. He said real shit, Kev. Neighborhood right there. What up, Mike? Ace Cooley said that's the problem, Kev. White women benefited from DEI more than we did. The problem is the irony of them voting for Trump the way they did. Ewok said they make it seem like affirmative action just gave niggas off the street positions. Everything had to be earned and you had to qualify with merit. Well, the problem is when you won't even let me in to show that I'm qualified because of my skin color. Like, at least give me a fighting chance. Now, if I went to school, even if I got the United Negro College Fund and I went up there and flunked out of every class, it wouldn't have been James Earl Jones' fault. I think was he the one? I don't know if he was the narrator. I just know that shit used to be sad as fuck. But you know what? I don't care if Trump and I don't care what they say about Black History Month. I'm gonna still big up Black History Month. Right? You can't get rid of the truth. You can't erase this shit. You can buck and dance. Or come on, Trump. We still, matter of fact, we should ramp it up more now. What's the Black History? Let's come up with some food, right? Is it about ribs and hog head cheese and what chicken and pork chops? Like, let's ramp it up now. Hell, if my man can make up Kwanzaa, let's make up some shit for Black History Month. If Karanga can make, there I go. I'm starting shit with Karanga, and we ain't even know him, Kamar. See how I be doing? I just be going at people for no reason. Ernest said, okay, so I got my chat room caught up. But listen, how y'all feel? Because I'm talking about me not caring about people losing their jobs because it happens. But do y'all feel any kind of way about DEI departments closing down or them stepping back? Do you feel like, oh my God, this is preposterous?
I mean, it just takes me back to when weren't open, when we didn't have them. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I was thinking earlier about the Target Walmart thing, and I've worked for Target and Walmart, in younger years. And to me, it's like I understand how it was giving motherfuckers the opportunity to be seen on a bigger scale and put motherfuckers out there. But at the same time, now the playing field is just level, niggas. Ain't no extra shit for y'all. You on the same level as everybody else. As far as products being...
Somebody show me the benefits of that. Listen, I've been working for the last 23, 24 years. So I worked prior to DEI. So somebody show me where it's fairly new. First of all, it's new. So we're talking about something that came along post George Floyd or post the pandemic.
Go ahead, I really don't question. I question whether or not it was for Black people, because a lot of different people can fall under that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Women can fall under that. Mexicans can fall under that. There's so many different people that can fall under that. That don't necessarily mean Black people benefiting for it. It just sounds like it's something we gonna benefit from.
Exactly.
Well, no, it definitely wasn't for Black people. People to be included, though, whether they was Black, Mexican, gay, lesbian, queer, whatever. It was for diverse people.
So that don't necessarily mean
because
all I'm saying is that don't necessarily mean it's gonna benefit Black people. It was gonna, you know what I mean? It was supposed to. I mean, they could have had their own people in their mind on who it was for when they did it, and it wasn't Black people.
Well, Kamar and Dion, let me ask both of you, and Courtney as well. Let me ask all y'all this question: has our median income as Black families gone up since the implementation of DEI? It has not. Has our economic standing in the community increased as a result of DEI? It has not.
Nope.
When we look at the percentages of most large corporations, right? Let's look at who's administrative and who's not. Let's look at the people who sit upstairs versus the people in the parking lot or the people pushing the mop and the broom. Has that been unequivocally affected by DEI? It has not. What it has done is created a platform so that we can have conversations about it, so that we can get together every second, third of the month, and we'll say, we're going to have a DEI program this month, and somebody from some other minority or disenfranchised group comes in and talks about it. Hey, I'm from the women's liberation. I've sat through so many DEI sessions in the last 5 years at jobs, and most of the time I'm sitting there as a Black man saying, why am I here? I'm not the one who needs to know about this shit.
And that's why I say it don't. A lot of Black people chirping about it and talking about it, but it don't necessarily mean it was supposed to help us.
Right. Now, when you go after equal opportunity for hiring, now then that's when I say I got a dog in the fight now, because now we're talking about our ability to get jobs. Yeah, he's at, like, what is the purpose of you coming after organizations that are there just to be kind of like stopgaps to prevent certain people from being subjugated? I mean, what's wrong? Is that bad government to have some things in place to say, hey, we want to make sure everybody's getting what they need to get so that we can be America is great. Everybody's great. Go ahead, come on.
But they don't want that though.
You said what?
Black folks evolve, right? I'm optimistic. I feel like, okay, y'all gonna create it so black people can't really find jobs so more. We gonna find a way to build it up to where we hiring our own people anyway. You see what I'm saying? It's all about thinking about what to do next.
Right.
Instead of worrying about
it take revenue. It take revenue to do that though. It take revenue.
So that means get money, make money, hustle, grind. You done came up from zero before, nigga.
Well, I think what Dion is saying is, and this is kind of like where I'm leaning, is if you're going to take the ability for me to get money, like, cause see, I should not have to start all the time from underground, especially if I've earned certain certifications, if I've built my expertise, if I've honed my craft, I should be given an equal opportunity to succeed.
That's right.
And we know that what they've done systematically is not included us in things, because there's black individuals who are way more qualified than their white counterparts, and they use this whole cronyism shit that they got going to empower themselves. So that's the problem with that. But I am with you too, Kamar, saying
it's a whole lot more problems. I mean, you know what I
I'm
mean? I'm just saying,
but you do got to put in work. You can't expect something to be given to you. You do have to be willing to put some work in.
You know, if we get to a point where it's like, okay, everything get taken from us, and you know what I mean, you ain't got no choice but to go from ground up. Are we gonna dwell on this problem and say this ain't right? Or are we just going, shit, let me get my few coins I got together and start building this money up on my own? Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Barbecue a meal, do again. No,
I don't think we have a choice. I don't think we have a choice.
That's my point.
Well, we've always done that anyways, but anything you can do to even the scales, though, that still should be balanced. And it comes down to this. Once again, Kamar, if you're going to take taxes from me, see, if you wasn't taxing me, I'd be like, cool, because the very motherfuckers that are taking my rights, the motherfuckers who are taking my rights, I'm paying their salary. It's just like we get mad about the police. Like, well, people say we didn't need police. Well, actually, we do. I believe we do, and also I believe that we pay enough as taxpayers to expect quality policing. So once again, it's an argument with the school system. Now, if you didn't take my money for MPS before I even seen it, I wouldn't trip. If there was a clause where I could say, okay, I ain't paying for public schools, if you could choose what you're going to pay for, right? Like, okay, take the money I would have normally gave to public schools and give it to the streets so we won't have potholes. That's not how it works. They take your money before you even get to see it. And as long as I'm paying the bill, I should have some say-so on what happened.
Yeah, we should. You're right. I'm with you.
So yeah, it's cool. I'm at work, because guess what? When you do put that work in and you do improve your status and you do start getting money, guess what you're doing? You're paying taxes. You get it? So you paying the machine to keep other people down. It's a quandary. And this is why we shouldn't even be thinking about anything else other than empowering ourselves so that we can say, all right, Walmart, you want to play? You want to play with us? All right. Store empty.
We still gonna have to go shop with a big box.
We ain't even got to come near.
Right.
We still gonna have to shop with a big box store. You know what I'm saying? See, the thing about this.
Well, let's go to that store until they start fucking up. No, I'm just saying you have options. Because listen, I know Walmart ain't the only store on the block. I mean, come on, man. You don't have to go to Walmart. It's convenient.
There's only Walmart and Target. Ain't no Sears. Ain't no Kmart.
Well, but there's Amazon, which is
Amazon. Jeff Bezos is supporting Trump.
Okay, well
he owned the Washington Times.
So then go somewhere else. I mean, what I'm saying.
Don't do shit, Dion. Don't do shit, Dion.
You got to keep moving.
Don't do shit. Right?
Yeah.
Don't do shit.
See, the thing is, it sounds good. Everything, all that sounds good. But black people, we don't make anything enough to sustain ourselves.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That's just like, it's easy to say, well, we could try to do this and try to do that. And people be like, well, Black Wall Street, this, that, other. Believe me, those people that were in Black Wall Street, they wouldn't work for some white man to come back and spend that money in Black Wall Street. Some of them probably, hold on, let me finish. Some of them probably was employed by other black people but we don't, and then we're not together. We're not united enough to come together as one, like a fist, to say, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that in order to sustain one another. So
But-
all that fairy tale.
Maybe we just.
Because I want to speak to what he said about us not owning anything, and there are necessities that we will have to negotiate
That's what I want to
terms on.
speak to.
But check this out. What we do spend at Walmart is over the top because you really only need the basic fundamentals of life, right?
True. I agree.
This is where selective economics comes in. Hold on, come on, I'm gonna let you get him. But I just want to make this point.
I ain't gonna get him.
No, get him, right? Get his ass right now. No. But no, how many times have you walked in Walmart and said, I came to get two things. I'm only gonna spend $20 and left out spending $70. How many times or 200? Because as you get to walking through there, you start getting shit that you don't need. Listen, there's black, and I know this from just doing Wellness Our Way. They make soap and deodorant, black owned. I don't have to buy my soap and my deodorant from Walmart.
Ooh, herbs and lather. That's
I like that.
Herbs and lather.
Let me jump in right there, Kev, because that's where I was finna start off. Let me jump in. That's where I was finna start off right there. You know, like we got so many different stuff out here, and I ain't just talking about in Milwaukee. You know what I mean? But if we really serious, shit, sit down and do your research. I bet you find a black toilet paper company. I bet you find a black laundry detergent company. I bet you find a black chocolate milk company if you want. You know what I'm saying? I bet you find a black everything if you just do the research. Yeah. You know what I mean? Let's stop complaining. Let's stop. You know what I mean? I'm talking about all black people in general. Let's stop complaining about shit. Us Target ain't selling our stuff. Fuck Target. We don't need Target to buy that same shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's the products you want, you can still buy the products. Just do a little more work. You just we got to go a little harder for each other now.
So remember a couple years ago, we was talking about economic boycotts and people were saying, how could this happen? And I said, I proposed this. Why don't we as black people pick one day out the week where we'll shop? That day, if you're going to Walmart, if you're going to Target, if you're going wherever you go and get everything you need for the week, right? And don't go shopping again until the next day we allocate. Now, see, where they get us is the in-between, because I didn't get everything I needed at once. So I'm shopping all week. Oh, I'm run up to the store and grab some sugar. We spreading our money around. I'm going to the corner store, grab me some blunts. I'm going to go, you spreading your dollar around. Whereas if we said, okay, ain't nobody shopping on Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday is a shopping day. Go spend your money on that day. So the extras, like, so I could say, okay, Kamara, no Diddy, I need meat. There's no other way I could say it in this context, right? So no Diddy. So I'm gonna go to the store and get me some ground beef.
I want some steaks. Steaks.
Right. I'm gonna go on shopping day and get my meat, no Diddy, for the week.
Say steaks, nigga. Say steaks.
Okay, I'm gonna get my steaks for the week, right? And I'm not gonna go. If Tuesday I say, man, I sure do want some chicken, I'm gonna say nope, but I ain't gonna go get no if I ain't stocked up, right? So if we just reduce the extra, because we go to Asian people and buy the products for our skin and our hair.
Or maybe it's an old black man or a black man with a store somewhere in your city. And you go get your chicken wings from there.
We buy fried chicken from Arabs. Y'all make that make sense to me. I want some catfish. I'm gonna go get some Arab dudes to cook it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we spread our money around in this shit we don't need. You don't need a motherfucking perm kit. Matter of fact, my sisters, as much as I love to see y'all fried, lied, dyed, and thrust to the side, they're making connections between these chemicals and breast cancer in black women now. You don't need that. I'm not saying don't comb your hair, because my mom said just put some heat on it and some grease. You know what I mean? And we should follow suit. Like, brothers, we waste money on shit. Why do I need a $200 bottle of cologne? Why do I need that? Because I'm
making panties drop.
Well, there's other natural pheromones. If you understand pheromones, if you understand the art of smelling good, you don't have to pay fake ass. I don't even know who the fuck. I'm finna say Liz Claiborne. Is that still? I don't know, because I still wear the same cologne I've been wearing for 30 years. So I'm just saying we waste
Same
money on
cologne?
things. Say that again.
The same cologne? That's just this one?
The same brands. Well, I have multiple brands that and then my wife is pretty good on telling me what she want me to smell like. So it usually be like, here, you're gonna wear this, like because I get some shit like I like this. She was like, that stink. Don't put that on. and she do this and don't mess around and get complimented by a woman on some cologne that she don't like, and you be like, she smell it. She said it smelled good. That's a recipe for an ass whooping. Why is you telling me what another woman said? Yeah, these are things I had to learn. See, you don't like this. All the other women like it. She's like, yeah, motherfucker. So I'm just saying, pheromones. That's stuff we learned over here, man. While I'm on this track, let me say this too. I want no black people. Don't let me catch y'all with this Lumi soap shit, where they doing these commercials talking about you don't gotta bathe for 3 days and put the Lumi soap in your pits and your crack and all that and be.
That's white people.
Don't y'all black people don't buy into that shit. Wash your ass. Now listen, I understand that soaps and stuff like that can be damaging to our skin, but there's solutions, right? Like I said, there's like black soap, like you can get, but don't be walking around here talking about I don't stink. I put on Lumi. You better not be putting no Lumi in the crack of your ass. Talking about my ass.
Man, what that shit do? That shit clog your pores up, right? So your body can't push the toxins out. It's the toxins that stink that you smell. You know what I'm saying? And your body can't push that shit out. So imagine what's happening. What you think happening? That shit's staying in you.
Oh, so we out here like pigs now.
White people don't take baths every day though.
Well, they say you shouldn't. There's this people who say you shouldn't take showers, but I think it's more the products that you use, and I don't think water on your skin is ever a bad thing, especially if you learn that you have to hydrate as well and use lotion or whatever, or some sort of natural lubricant is coconut oil. And we go. My point is, we go into the store and we stand and there's a shelf with like 75 different brands, and we page through them and say this the kind I like or this the kind I use. And they're all corporate giants who own it.
Yeah.
And then we say, well, we don't make anything. We don't own anything. But a lot of the stuff that you see in there, we do make. Like Kamar referenced the Black Toilet Paper Company. You can get online and order that shit in bulk and never spend a dime at Walmart.
I'm about to Google it now.
Are we willing to sacrifice? Because that's what the bus boycotts was about. I've referenced this. That they said we ain't getting on the bus, even though it's more convenient for me to get to work. And we start carpooling. That's the original Uber. What we talking about? But as soon as they said we could jump back on the bus, we good. Now we can sit in the front. And then all of us sit in the back anyways. Stop it. Come on, man. Vince said the problem is the psychology of it all. Why people keep supporting all the corner and liquor stores and neighborhoods? Problem is how to change the mindset of our people. Shabaka said you got to wash your ass daily.
No, black woman. Let me tell you why white people don't wash their ass for real every day. This is something that I've seen. No, for real, I believe it. Because I asked the white dude at my job, do he wash his ass every day? He said no, and they don't use rags. White people don't wash their ass every day because this is what a lady said on TikTok, and I believe it. She said, I was sitting down with one of my residents, an old white lady. The old white lady said, we don't need to shower every day because we're white and we can see if our skin is dirty. But black people need to shower. I believe it. You laughing, but I believe it though. I believe that wholeheartedly though.
Yeah,
I believe that.
Well,
I do.
Yeah, well, first of all, there's some white people who shower daily, right? I wish I could say white people. You can't really just throw that out there. Now there's some.
I believe it.
There's some people in general who just don't have good hygiene habits, right? Like I know some black people who don't wash their ass every day. Like we all done had a stinking ass friend, right? Or somebody who don't brush their. You be like, damn boy, your breath smell like dead people, and it's just like because he or she doesn't take care to brush their. They're not that meticulous to say, let me brush my teeth, let me make sure I bathe, let me keep some lotion, let me keep some things to lubricate my skin. We've invested in their brands, I guess, the brands that for us, because you do need a skincare kind of thing for our skin. Our skin is special.
Yeah.
And it does deserve some natural, it does deserve some keeping.
Yeah.
But we've allowed them to sell us these things instead of us saying, because why are we buying hair and skin products from Asians? Why? Why are we doing that?
I agree with you.
Like it's the most asinine backwards. I've had problems for years. I'm going back to this. I never understood how we allow Arabs to come into our community and start selling us fried fish and fried chicken and all kinds of shit. And I'm looking around like, wait, where the black restaurants at? Where the black? If I'm gonna buy some fried chicken, I prefer to buy it from a black person. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Right.
They
know they know how to do it better. You know what I mean?
Well,
it's like having a black doctor. A black doctor know you better. You know what I'm saying? Anything. If I can put something on my skin, I want my skin from somebody who know about my skin.
Right. Well, them chicken wings got littler than the motherfucker, didn't they? All of a sudden, chicken wings look like a fucking baby chicken. Like, remember, we give you 40 of them for $15. Chicken wings.
Killing the chicks
going on there.
Killing the chicks.
Right. And then they said, none of them, notice this, none of them sell breasts, legs, thighs, and wings.
First of all, they do sell breasts. They do.
What, J&J's?
Yeah.
No,
they don't.
They must have just started.
They definitely, I bought a breast from
I've
there.
never,
They
I've
got
asked
the mix where it's just the thighs and the legs, but then separately they got the breasts. They got breasts.
They must have just started because I'm telling you, I've gone
that
for
shit
years.
probably expensive as a motherfucker.
I've gone for years, and when I say y'all got wings and y'all got thighs, legs and thighs, and that's the special. Y'all ain't got no breasts. We don't sell no breasts. I'm telling you, the ones all over here by my house, because I've always said I don't want no wings and legs. Give me legs and breasts. We don't sell no breasts. Now what they give you is a patty.
No leg and breast. Breast come by itself. It don't come with.
They'll give you a patty. They say it's the chicken breast patty, but I've never seen a breast like I fry. When I fry chicken, breast be big, this goddamn big.
See, right then is when you should have stopped going to that motherfucker there. Like, wait a minute, man, y'all got legs, thighs, and wings, and no breasts.
No breast.
Like, it's some fake shit. There's some fake shit going on around here.
And another thing too,
I'll tell you what.
They don't wash their chicken off neither.
Check most of these Arab restaurants. I was thinking that
the other day.
Courtney said that, but I've never seen it. So check most of just for shits and giggles. Check most of these Arab restaurants that sell chicken. They don't sell breasts.
I don't even go in them.
I know you know. I know.
That's why, you know what I mean? That's why the whole conversation funny to me. That's why, shit, they gotta stop going. They ain't got no breasts.
They don't wash their chicken off neither though.
I believe
what kind of chicken restaurant is this?
I do.
I'm trying to find a black toilet paper company.
These niggas got me.
Somebody get the name of this toilet. These black people make it. I know I've seen it. I know I've seen it.
Hard to find now.
Vince said I've been wearing the same two colognes, Oleg Cassini and Polo forever. Men tend to right. Like you don't. He said bottles last them for years. I go. I believe the one thing that you should do as an individual, because I feel like this is a responsibility for you. You don't have to smell really good, but you shouldn't stink. Because being stinking is like the most offensive thing. Like that's so disrespectful to other people around you. Have you ever been sitting next to somebody or knew somebody? You'd be like, dude, come on, man. Like you can't stink it. Where it's like hot stank too. There's a difference between just, man, I smell something funny than that hot body heat. Like remember we used to get out of gym in middle school and want to get in the shower, you'd be sitting next to your partner in the next class, like, damn, bro. You smell like we been
what type of cologne you say you got? I ain't hear you.
It's called Freedom Paper Company.
It's Freedom Paper Company. Okay, they got a website. Freedom Paper Company.
FPCpower.com.
Okay.
I'm on my
power.com.
Okay. Freedom Power. I'm old in terms of cologne because I had to get told about not wearing Cool.
You ain't got no Brute, do you?
No, but I was wearing Cool. I still like Cool Water, and my wife was like, "No."
Hell yeah, Cool Water still.
Yeah, but she said she shut me all the way down. Like, no, it's time for you to walk away from that.
I think my first daddy had Cool Water. I like that. I was like, ooh.
Like, I used to be hype, man. Back in the days, Kamara, you get geared, you grab a Cool.
Yeah, you had to have Cool Water. Snoop Dogg made that popular.
Right. Well, he put it on the song. Yeah.
On that song, yeah.
I used to be hyped, like, baby, I found me a big ass bottle of cool water on Amazon. She'd be like, was it cheap? I'd be like, yeah. She'd be like, it's probably a reason why nobody.
All right, what other type of cologne you use?
My favorite, personally, for me, if I'm gonna wear a cologne, it's gonna be Issey Miyake. And I don't know if people even still wear it, but for me, Issey has been the I don't care where and when people like, man, not people, because I don't want you to think dudes be coming up to me like, damn, bro, you smell good. I'm like, people like, damn, what's that you wearing? Or man, or somebody who know it, but like, I see you got the Issey, because brothers who wear it know it. But to me, that's still my favorite. My wife would prefer Gio, Armani, or she give me stuff sometimes I don't even know what it is. I just wear it. It's like,
you got some Tom Ford and some Creed in that collection?
No, because like I said, if I'm gonna spend the money, I'm gonna give me a bottle of Issey and just be done with it. Like, I'm cool.
Yeah, I fuck with Issey. I got like 3 bottles. You know, Issey they got so many different. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I got Issey. I got Versace. I got Versace Blue. I got Diesel. I got some old shit too, like that Nautica. Well, don't count Nautica out now.
Yeah, that's my college days. Yeah, we kept the naughty bottle in college. We had the naughty and the cool water and the Geo and what's the other one? Kamar, what's the Dakar? Was it Dakar? Remember, cats used to wear the Dakar.
Ooh, don't do the car with the juke. With the juke. Oh man.
You wasn't supposed to wear jupe. I ain't gonna lie. You wasn't supposed to wear jupe. I'm sorry, but no, I
ain't gonna lie,
I've tried a bunch of different
shit too.
I've tried a bunch of different ones. Over the years, but like I said, I just but okay, so here's the thing. Fuck cologne, but wash your ass though, even if you're gonna wear cologne, because funk over cologne is just funky cologne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, you stupid. Stupid as hell. That nigga said funky cologne.
I ain't gonna wash up. I'm just gonna spray some cologne on. No, you're still musty, bro. You just put an accent
fuck with
on
them body oils.
Nah, man.
Body oil be popping. Like, people know me when I come and serve
them body oils on my mama.
Like, Courtney, you got to mix the oil with some fly, like a fly cologne or something. You got to mix and match and make it happen. Now, this toilet paper kind of high now. 24 rolls for $25.
How much is it in Walmart?
I go to Woodman's.
Nigga, you can get 100 rolls in Walmart at Sam's Club for like $25. Get a case of that shit.
I don't know about that.
And then you gotta be careful with the type of toilet paper you use too, because that shit'll clog your toilet up. Now I fuck around and buy some of this black toilet paper and clog my toilet up. What are you motherfuckers gonna have to?
Do you want revolution? Do you want revolution or not?
Right.
Hey,
you want some soft ass toilet paper?
Hey,
I just use old socks to wipe my ass. Fuck.
Go ahead, Kamar.
I mean? But see, and that's the thing too. You know what I mean? That's the thing too. Like, we gonna find reasons not to fuck with it.
Right.
It's the truth though, bro. It's the truth.
Hurt my booty.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? But then we got hold on. But we got all this shit to talk about though. We got all this shit to talk about what these people doing to us. They doing this, they doing that. But we just talked about how we spend our money on all kind of bullshit that we don't even need. So we can't put a couple extra dollars to this.
Mara say $80 for.
Let's be real. Let's be real with ourselves now. If we gonna talk some shit about these white folks,
let's get the price on this toilet paper, Kamar. Because hold on,
look, they got a little pack where you can get some, like a little Kleenex, a little toilet paper. You get some, what's that, paper towel, and some garbage bags. That little pack right there, $80.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, hey. I'm like Kamar though. I mean, how much do it mean to you?
Man, niggas always be overcharging. It's this chick on my Facebook. She be talking about she's doing websites.
And that probably ain't even the only one.
200, 300. Hey. Should be high.
And that probably ain't even the only black company.
That's the only one.
What about the black dudes we see in the hood where you catch a whole case of toilet roll paper?
The stolen toilet paper.
Hey, there we go.
There
we go.
Well, like I said, black folks gonna figure it out. We gonna work our way through this shit. Don't worry about it. Let's just figure out what to do next.
Hey, you support your local booster. Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
We ain't paying these motherfuckers, man.
Right.
It's ways. Hey, it's more than one way to skin a cat, man. We can support one of our people.
That's right.
Shabaka
Now, I can respect that. I respect that right there.
Shabaka says you need hot water, wash rag, and soap, then scrub your funky ass twice.
Yeah.
You said try Vitalis. Is that cologne? Because our brothers is talking in the chat room about the cologne. He said he still fuck with the juke.
Yeah.
He said he fuck with the juke, Fahrenheit, gray flannel, and Nautica. Damn, gray
Well,
flannel.
I got some great flannel. Yes,
In a
Old
long
school is a motherfucker,
yes,
man.
sir.
man.
Your whole lineup, old school was a motherfucker.
Somebody gonna bust around and say Langerfield and shit. In the 80s and shit, Langerfield.
But no, that Carl Lagerfeld, hell yeah, my nigga, that's
Curve.
They got some top line to that shit, bro.
Curve, god damn, nigga, we was teenagers, nigga.
Yeah, Curve.
work
And that's low key. You know, when your bottle get low and you go put a little water in there and shake it up. Try to
How you do that?
you can stand that shit for a minute.
You done talk beyond something.
I used to do that with the brute, man, when I was in elementary school. Like, oh no, I'm running low on brute, man. Just, man, take that top because it was plastic. You can take the top off. So you just put a little water in there. And there was another one that used to do that too. And it used to, like, you had to shake it before you sprayed it on because the cologne being like little bubbles at the top. I'm giving up my broke shit. He said, this is Shabak. He said he got enough shit paper for the next 3 months.
Yeah, I agree with him on that. I ain't bought no toilet paper since 2019.
You can buy some from Shabaka.
Yeah, man. Sell it, man. Let's start selling it. He said, Dion, you too funny. This is Vince. Listen, Shabaka said gray flannel's a pussy catcher for sure.
You gonna catch the pussy.
Like, I'm gonna go somewhere and go smell these colognes now.
Hold on before I leave.
Sniff around.
That gray
But
flannel,
you know what,
my brother used to have that, and I used to be like, it smelled good, but I never bought none. But he always used to have it, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's a certain way you gotta put on cologne too. Like this is what they said. I don't know, but they said right after you get out the shower, when your body's still warm, you know, when you dry off and your body's still warm and your pores is open, and then you gotta hit certain spots on your body. You just don't, you know what I'm saying? Like you hit your pulse points and the back of your neck and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll be doing that shit though. You know what I'm saying? I might be looking a little crazy doing it.
There's also the eau de toilette, and then there's the perfume. So one lasts longer than the other one. So if you get in a bottle,
I never knew that there was a difference.
Yeah, because if you get in a bottle of the perfume costs more because the concentration is higher. But the toilet, eau de toilette is what they call it. It's a little bit lighter. And so it don't last as long. So, you know, if you thinking, man, I got this big ass bottle of Calvin Klein. It was $20. And look on the bottle, it's going to say eau de toilette. Right? So you.
Oh, okay. I never knew. I know.
My cousins do the oils. They sell the oils. I've had some oil before and it was cool. I just be worried about putting it on certain shirts because I don't want to be thinking I'm flying.
You put it on your skin, my guy. You put it on your skin.
Oh, okay. Right, see, I don't know where this oil came from, so I'm not really just jumping to put everything on my skin.
I know you old school, so I know you keep a tank top on. If you keep your collar button up like that, I know you got a tank top.
It be buttoned to the top. You gotta have a beater under it now.
No, I'm teed up, man. I had a straight full cotton t-shirt joint. That's what I wear.
God damn, you a bad motherfucker.
I am, man.
Tank top,
I'm teed up. I was teed up today. I was getting dressed. I buttoned my shirt up. I was like, yeah, I'm looking good. Then I buttoned my shirt and I hear Dion saying, unbutton that motherfucking shirt in the back of my head.
Man, unbutton that collar a little bit.
Oh, man. I'm riding with that, man. My daughter pulled a picture up of me in second grade taking my school pictures when she was here for Christmas. I had that mug buttoned all the way up because my mama had buttoned it up, slapped some Vaseline on my forehead, and was like, you good. I was on the picture.
I know you don't wear no polo shirt button all the way up, though.
I'm typically not even gonna wear a polo shirt. Most people ain't never seen me in nothing except for a button down or a hoodie. I like button downs. Yeah. I don't really I'm a button down guy. Give me a button down shirt. I feel like I'm a grown man when I got a button down on. Like I don't wear, and I'm not really jumping on all kinds of different. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I try to dress. My clothing has to have a purpose, so I like to wear a lot of tactical shit, like military shit and stuff like that. I don't. You see me, I probably got 5, 6 pockets on my shirt.
What's in the pockets, Kev? You ready for war? You ready for
whatever I want in there?
Whatever I want.
Whatever I want. Like I like tactical clothes. I like, you know, I'm not really like gonna be wearing no designers with no big logos on them. You ain't really never see me with a big logo on. I'm gonna have something like, or like a Ben Davidson or something like that. I like work clothes. When you just get them creased and pressed and you looking good, you'll never know. Sometimes people are like, where you get that shirt from? It's a fisherman shirt. And they don't even know it. I'm not trying to follow nobody else's trends. So I wear what I want to wear. So but I do like tactical clothing. That's why I like cargo pants. You got all them pockets.
Y'all love cargo.
You can have whatever you want. You can have a gun over here, a clip over here, a knife. You have a grenade, whatever you want. Motherfucker, you got too many pockets. Just, you know.
Hey, they've been advertising these soft pellet air guns. What you think about that?
Well, soft pellet, because there's gel ball, and then there's airsoft. So I don't know if you're talking about airsoft.
No, they actual bullets, but they rubber bullets. But you know,
rubber bullets. Okay. I mean,
yeah.
Man, listen. Whatever you
I would
get,
say
whatever
they say you can have one. It's legal.
Whatever
they
you
say
get,
it's legal.
gonna hurt. Yeah, you can get them at Fleet Farm. You can get, but I think you got to get the They got gas and they shoot the pellets. They shoot like gas pellets, like hard, really hard.
No,
gas
that's the
pellets.
one this one got a recoil on that motherfucker.
Yeah, get you one. And if somebody come in your house, show them what it do. I got a soft pellet gun for your ass. I got some soft pellet guns. And real soft pellet guns. Ewok said y'all buy new colognes just like y'all buy new liquor. You only buy it because some celebrity wears it. Once again, I don't know who still wears I don't know who wears, Cool Water, but or some
I
of the
buy
shit.
it because I catch it on a sale.
I'm typically like, if wife hand me a bottle and be like, I think this will smell good on you, I might not even look at the label. I'm just probably gonna spray it on when I get ready to go to work. It'll be somebody else to say, oh, you smell good. I'm like, yeah, well, I guess this is how I'm supposed to smell.
Yeah, that turned me on when a bitch tell me I smell good.
Ace said, I see, once again, you mess it up. It turns me on when a bitch says I smell good. Dion, think about it, man. Come on. Like, respect.
I don't know. You took it away. Now you were confused.
Ewok said, what he say? I was caking. He said I put too much frosty on the cake. Not caking for the black women. He said I'm a no limit soldier. I'm actually not. I just really like tactical gear, man. I really do. If I could dress like you don't know whether he got a gun or not, like I like that kind of clothes. I'm really not into like, I see dudes with tight ass pants with shirts with cartoon characters and shit on, and I see.
I still dress young though. I ain't gonna lie.
That be them old young niggas, man. Them
old
young niggas.
Yeah. Oh man.
I still dress young.
I'm creased with a button up with nice shoes. I'm not wearing no
out here looking
glitter.
Like a 17-year-old. That shit crazy.
I'm not wearing no glitter. I'm not wearing no tight leg pants and shit. I'm not wearing no.
They be having a good,
all the pants they make now is like spandex pants though.
No, they ain't. Cause I get relaxed. I get jeans and pants all the time that ain't tight. Cause I don't wear tight. What I
got some True Religion pants, some other pants, and like they like jeggings almost.
See, I don't wear no.
You get some regular pants. Shit.
All that True Religion shit with dragons and crosses and shit on your ass, and I don't wear that shit, man. I'm not really.
Go to Target, get you some regular jeans.
I like some Levi's 501, some stiff ass, some indigo.
You be creasing your pants, Kel? You still throw creases in? You be ironing?
Absolutely. In the morning, I got starch and everything. I'm not leaving this house without ironing my pants.
Starch and everything.
Yeah, I take my shit to the cleaner.
My daughter was getting at me on Christmas because I had some cargo pants and I was ironing them and we was getting ready to go. So it's like, don't put no crease in them cargo pants. I'm like, no, they gonna look slicker when I get to.
They gonna look you bought in, yeah.
Cargo, flannel.
Right, yeah, man. There you go. Nice, different colors, variations, man. Sabaka said for proper cologne power, shower, shave, and rinse. 2, administer aftershave. If it stings, great. This is good for arid climates and humid. Shower heavily and wear loose clothing. Then take 2 aspirin and call me in the morning. Sair, man, we all over the place like bird shit tonight. Welcome to the show. It's Outlaw Radio live on a Monday evening. How you doing, my brother? Shout out to you. Shabaka says I always wear cargo pants. Ernest says
I
did
didn't
Courtney
forget. I
just
know what
say-
I goddamn said, man.
She said go to Target. She didn't forget the boy.
I ain't forget. I ain't forget. I was trying to think of where he goes to pants. Then I thought Macy's or something. But yeah, go somewhere.
You mean where you get cargo pants?
He needs some besides some True Religions.
Well, yeah, I'm not
regular pants.
Man, you a love how I dress though. If you seen me, we about to go somewhere. Oh, I'm coming hard. I'm popping a tag, everything brand new, J's, everything. I ain't playing no games with it. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. But see, I know why I dress like that though too. You know what I'm saying? Because I still got that drug dealer mentality a little bit. You know, even though I don't sell drugs, Cam, I'm a school lady and I drive the truck, but I still can relate to that shit though. You know what I'm saying? I like I was looking at a Avery X coat the other day. I'm like, man, that's a $600 coat. And I don't know if I want to invest that much money
with that on.
Yeah, I'm not.
And then you be listening to your young nigga music too. Still, you know what I'm saying? You got your young.
I do. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I listen to it.
You know what? You know what's funny, Dion? Even when I was in the streets, even when I called myself being in the streets, I dressed like an old man then. I had a button up. I had the crease pants. My shoes was always clean. I was never wearing Averex, and I had wool. I had the navy, what they call them, the pea coats.
What?
I had the pea coats.
Like that. Yeah.
I had all that kind of stuff. I wasn't. Maybe I had the leather, but I call my shaft. I had my shaft joints, my John Shaft when I want to wear the black leather. I wasn't never wearing no bright ass colors and all kinds of fucking logos on my back and chains on my pocket and funny style glasses and shit. Like I learned when I was too old to go out because I showed up in the summer with a linen suit on. I thought I was clean as hell. It was brown too, and I had the kicks. I walked in.
This nigga got a linen suit on, don't he?
Yeah, you was out of pocket.
I was clean. What you talking about? I was clean.
Yeah.
I was clean. I had the diamond JoJo on my wrist. I had the diamond pinky ring. I had I was clean, man.
Player, goddammit.
Man. Yeah, slid up in that motherfucker like, wait a minute.
My nigga said I slid up in that motherfucker like, wait a minute.
Somebody take me to ARJ quick. Motherfuckers looking like somebody daddy in here looking for him.
Like I do was dressed, so I'm gonna get you sucker type of shit.
Man, somebody give me a Schlitz malt liquor bull in this motherfucker, man. Nah, man, I was.
So you telling me when you was younger, you ain't wear silk shirts, the floral silk shirts and stuff like that? For real? I always been like a style type of guy though, like whatever was trendy.
But we wore like it was only certain things we pride ourselves wearing. Like you could wear the Mariners, all of the Mariners gear with the big 4-point on it, and the Pittsburgh Pirate joints and the Baltimore Orioles stuff. Like so, Cass was wearing silky shirts, and I had a Ken Griffey jersey on. Like I wasn't wearing no flower shirts and silk shirts.
What kind of shoes you was wearing though? Let's talk about your shoes though.
Shoes has always been my thing. I had the Jordans. I had my father, but we wore Adidas. See, we wasn't supposed to wear Nikes. So we wore Adidas. Mostly I had like 20 pair of Adidas, but I wore shell toes, all black shell toes most of the time.
Why you weren't supposed to wear Nikes?
Yeah, why y'all weren't supposed to wear Nike?
It's just a neighborhood thing. It's just a neighborhood thing. I don't want to go into it with no great detail, but we just didn't. Yeah. You wasn't really supposed to wear Nikes. Like if you came with some Jordans, somebody might be like, dude, why would you get them instead of getting some suede forms?
Can I ask you a question though? So in Chicago, people didn't wear Nikes because it was a guy named Eric and he was killed, and it stands for the night I killed Eric, and Eric was a four-corner hustler. So if you got caught wearing, the gangsters, you know what I'm saying, we wearing whatever, but the brothers weren't allowed to wear Nikes. So when you brought it up to just now, it was kind of intriguing.
But it didn't have nothing to do with Chicago. I can tell you that. It didn't have nothing to do with Chicago. It was just a Capitol Drive kind of neighborhood thing where at least the dudes who I ran with, we wore Adidas. Like you come around with a bunch of. Now you always got a dude who's just a clothes dude, right? Like so he might have a pair of Jordans. Nigga get fitted. You don't know what he gonna wear. At least a bust Havana Joes and all kinds of stuff like that. But
I miss Havana.
Tennis shoe wise, you was gonna get more props for having a raw a pair of Adidas, like some slick forms or something like that. Just like, man, where you get them from? Like I had the different colors with the shell toes. So I didn't really, wasn't really. I always had a bunch of shoes. My pops would buy me whatever I want.
So was your Mercury? What was that? Seattle Mariners? Did that represent something?
It was a neighborhood thing for us. It meant something to us. It meant something.
Because we were only, I ain't gonna say we were allowed, but we wore Georgetown, Duke, and Raiders.
Yeah, no Georgetown.
And Green Bay. No. You better not be caught dead with that motherfucker Dallas Cowboy jacket on with that big ass 5 on it. A motherfucker gonna crack your head.
Wasn't wearing no Green
Bay,
some of us, Georgia.
Some of us cracked the 5 on, and that was disrespect. So the older gangsters like, y'all can't be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when rhinestones was coming out. Remember the rhinestone hat with the snakeskin beard?
Never wore rhinestones. I've never worn a rhinestone. I've never worn a rhinestone. I've never worn any glitter. I've just never been one of them kind of dudes. I believe the more subtle you are, you can be very smooth and very subtle. Like and also have always like wanted to be sort of sophisticated, right? So my thing at a certain point as a teenager is I like the way the dudes on the West Coast kicked it. So I would have a lot of Ben Davidsons and stuff like that. So I wore a lot of them. I had like 20 of them, and I would wear that with some nice Levi's and some Adidas, and I used to be good. Little ladies used to be on me, have my little herringbone. Hey, Kevin, what's up, girl?
You ain't never had no Gumby hairstyle or none of that?
I had a box. I had a step, but I didn't have no Gumby.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I was a kid.
You know what the Gumby.
Yeah, we wasn't messing with that. He said Ace is talking about 8-ball jackets. I never wore that.
Hell yeah, I had an 8-ball jacket on my mama. I just was about to buy one not too long ago. Wow. And it had a bunch of pictures with Pablo Escobar. I'll be into that shit, though. I'll be have to talk myself out of it because financially, I ain't like I was 2 or 3 years ago. I'm trying to get back. And then plus I want to get my mind focused on, if I can't buy me no house, at least I could buy some land and I could put like a trailer. Because I be like, I still want to move down south. So I'll be into that, like trying to look for property and shit. You know what I'm saying? Then I did that bitch ass shit filing that bankruptcy and shit. That fucked me off because I couldn't file the bankruptcy because I made too much money. So I had to file the Chapter 13. And Chapter 13, they wanted like $900 a month from me. I'm like, fuck that. I ain't about to pay that for no 5 years. So I opted out of it. And it's falling off my credit. The bankruptcy's still there though. You know what I'm saying? So I know in the next couple of years, you know what I'm saying, I want to try to transition from Milwaukee down south. So I was like, well, at least I could buy a plot of land and then I could buy one of them fixer up trailer homes to get it moved on there. And that's my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my shit.
I never want to live in a house that don't got a basement. I love basements. So
a lot of houses down south ain't got a basement.
I know. That's why I don't want to live down there. And that's why I don't want to live in the trailer. So I do. But listen. I want to talk about this real quick because the time flew by. And I don't mind. Look, it's for us to get away from all the heavy shit with Trump and all that kind of stuff because that shit, it's like browbeating yourself. Like you watch so much of this and you hear all this stuff. So sometimes it's just good to talk about other things. But this is, I don't know if y'all know, like I said, I live in the podverse. I don't know if y'all know who DJ Academics is. I don't know why DJ Academics is even relevant. It's to me something that's really for young brothers and sisters, and he even talks a lot about why he don't like old heads such as myself. And I am, in fact, because I looked at how they classify as Kamara, I am at the point where I'm considered old head or school, right? And I'm cool with that. That's fine. But he was exposed talking real sexually. Some people even say grooming, trying to groom a 15-year-old on some stream he was on, a 15-year-old boy. And he has millions. Academics has millions of followers. He's a Drake stan. He I guess people would say he's relevant in hip hop today. He's a talking head. Don't know why they call him DJ Academics because I don't think he's ever been a DJ. I don't know. I just know that if you can go, and I put it in the People's News Network, and there were several different stories about him on the phone with this 15-year-old, and he's talking to the 15-year-old about allowing another grown man to penetrate him.
Wow. Wow.
And so the 15-year-old is saying, like, I'm 15. Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, y'all being weird. And he's steadily saying, well, you won't let him, you won't let him F you. And, are you effing anybody? And the 15-year-old is like, I'm 15 years old. Like, what's wrong with y'all? And so DJ Academics goes on. And then his response to this was that, yeah, I don't care if y'all mad or not. Because when I was young, my cousins used to talk to me. My older cousins would be like, yeah, boys, you doing this, that, and the third. And my cousins would do the same. I had an uncle who would, talk with you like that. But the fact that this individual was not DJ Academics' nephew. It wasn't his cousin. And he wasn't related to him. And he's saying, well, he was on there playing along because we sent him merchandise, but I don't know how you get this dude to see that the optics on this are all bad. It's like people say Michael Jackson didn't touch the little boys, but he admitted that he slept in the bed with them, drank wine with them, and watched porno movies with them. The optics are bad. Maybe you didn't do anything to them.
So DJ Academics was talking to a boy about the boy letting another man fuck him or the boy getting some pussy?
Well, both, which are both inappropriate for you to be having a conversation with a 15-year-old about, but it starts with an individual who's on the stream with him, and I don't know who this individual is. I don't know who he is. Nobody has been able to tell me who he is or even where this stream came from. I initially thought it might be AI generated or whatever, but it's until I seen his response. But this individual's like talking to the little boy, and DJ Academics is asking him like, well, you wouldn't let him, Q, you wouldn't let him put his penis in you and stuff like that. And the little boy's like, nah, man, like, I'm not gay. Like, dude, I'm 15 years old. What's wrong with y'all? And he goes on and on. I would say go and watch it. Now, most of y'all who don't know who DJ Academics is, that's cool. That's fine. But if you are a person who still looks at our culture, and I talk about us allowing weirdos into our culture, allowing individuals who shouldn't be able to take part in it, and then you come out and say stuff like this, and it's like, why would it, on any circumstance, why would you think it's cool for you to talk sexually with a 15-year-old boy? Like,
damn.
Like, why? And even if we was trolling, we was trying to be funny. What's funny about that? It's just like we were saying when Andrew Schultz was talking about Kendrick, and he's a comedian, he's being funny, and we were saying, yeah, but what's funny about rape? Especially a man raping another man. Where's the humor in that? I've heard a lot of comedy. I've heard a lot of shock comedy, but I've never heard a rape joke that was funny. I've never heard a man talking about taking. Okay, so people say Eddie Murphy and Delirious was talking about Mr. T and this kind of thing. All right. And I probably laughed at that because I was like 8 or 9 when I seen it. Because if I see it now, I'd be like, well, hold on, that's not funny. Y'all remember in Delirious when Eddie Murphy was talking about Mr. T? The bend over so I can, and peace.
But but the difference in that joke though, it was him in that joke.
Okay.
With Mr. T.
Okay. He was Eddie Murphy. Okay. He did, bro.
Eddie was stupid with that.
Ralph Cramden. Remember he did Ralph Cramden? Yeah.
Eddie was the victim.
But he did Jackie Gleason when he said if Ralph Cramden told him, come on over here. You remember? You got to watch Delirious.
Yeah, he did do that one too.
It hasn't aged well. Because once again, I think anytime we start to joke about rape, it's not funny. So when I don't care what show you on, I don't care what platform you're on, for you to be on with a 15-year-old, just for you to do this, just for you to engage in this kind of behavior shows me that you're a weirdo and you should be expelled from the culture. People can criticize Africa Bambaataa all day for what he did to Hassan Campbell. And I've heard Whack 100 and Charleston White make jokes about Hassan, but it's really not funny what he did to him, what Africa Bambaataa did to him, as well as a lot of other young men who were trying to be down with the Zulu Nation. So I think it's time. I think it's time to put Academics over there with Snoop and Nelly and Rick Ross and Soldier Boy. And I don't really believe in the whole culture, cancel culture thing. But I do believe at certain points, black people have to walk away from certain individuals, right? And I think Snoop needs to be taught a lesson and reminded that what he did was a faux pas, right? Once again, that's why I say we could never, and Kamar made a great point about this when we started talking about canceling somebody. We can't necessarily ignore all the philanthropic things that Snoop has done within the community, in particular with his football league and all of that. And that's fine that you did that. But you did that in the past. We talking about what you did today, right? It's like if you did a lot of great work in the community and then murdered 2 old women. And I'm going to extremes, obviously. But it's like, nah, well, but I did a lot for y'all. Yeah, but what you did today kind of.
Hey, you think can he come back? Hey, can he come back and say, you know what? Y'all was right, man. I apologize.
I think any of those individuals, Kamar, Nelly, Rick Ross, Soldier Boy, I think any of them who come to us and talk to us like adults, like if they come, and it ain't about saying I'm sorry. It's about saying, hey, man, listen, I think maybe I made a mistake in judgment. I didn't think y'all would take it this hard, because maybe I lost sight of how much I actually mean to y'all. Or maybe my intentions on doing this weren't to, besmirch us as a people. Like, instead of coming back saying, oh, fuck y'all hating on me. Worry about your motherfucking self and all this. Like, nah, you ain't skating with that, bro. You ain't skating with that. It's
I think they should be canceled for good.
It's like if you catch a cat up in the hood.
But you can't cancel.
But I'm just saying, Kamar, if you catch a nigga up in the hood for doing something foul, and when you call him on it, he'd be like, fuck y'all worry about yourselves. You're gonna be like, no, we still gonna talk about this shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be a problem.
Right. So
I was talking to Dion when I was saying you can't cancel him.
Okay.
We can't cancel him because it ain't our money. It ain't us who paying him. You're right, but it ain't us who paying him. Like, he don't need us to watch him on TV no more, on the movies. He don't need none of that shit no more. So we can't cancel him. You know what I'm saying?
Kamar, but you know what? That will affect his bottom line.
Yeah, hell yeah. We got a little money still. But you know what? All bullshit to the side, you'll be surprised how many, like, I don't know if y'all familiar with who LaDainian Thomas is. He used to be a running back for, I think,
the Chargers.
San Diego.
Yeah.
Dumb as a fucking box of rocks. The man said that slavery was a good thing, all type of shit. Like, no bullshit, bro. And see, that's the thing. We look at these people on the outside, but we don't know who they truly are on the inside. I'm not watching the Super Bowl because I don't like Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? Because and that's why I don't believe in that biracial shit, because they'll be like, well, I'm not black or white. Listen, motherfucker. When them hunkies don't tell you you're not one of us, then you're going to try to come to us. And that's what I don't like about us as black people. Fuck Snoop, fuck Rick Ross.
That ain't been his reality.
Dion, but you can't hate on 2 black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl, though.
Nah, I'm going to pass on it.
I mean, Jalen Hurts, Jalen Hurts' mama is his agent. Jalen Hurts is with a beautiful black sister. He is the epitome. He is the epitome of what a young, classy athlete is. Like, so why would you?
I understand.
Because Patrick Mahomes is half white, because he's married to a white woman, because he's whitewashed, which I understand what you're saying.
That's basically what I'm talking about, though. But a lot of athletes and celebrities and entertainers that we see, because they portray this one way, they really not that. You know what I'm saying? Like, look. Who would have ever thought? And I don't know, because I don't even know who dude was in the past. Look at Herschel Walker. You know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't bought no J's about 6 or 7 months, but I still buy Nikes though, because Michael Jordan is a piece of shit.
Baseball hats, all that team shit. Stop all that shit.
It ain't no telling.
All them niggas racing.
It ain't no telling. Yeah, I believe it ain't no telling if Michael Jordan came out, what type of political beliefs he would have. You know what I'm saying? Like Craig Hodges and them said, they ain't even fuck with Jordan. So sometimes, and you know what I'm saying, it do come to a level, because like you said, money ain't everything. And at the end of the day, like you said, Kev, if it weren't for us supporting Snoop through all his endeavors, sticking with him, he wouldn't be where he is now. So he should have, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Even with Nelly, even with Soulja Boy, bitch ass, but Soulja Boy had like a like a kindergarten tune. So I guess the kids love that shit. But still though, so I do, you know, it is some type of obligation owed to the black community though. You know what I'm saying? I feel that though.
Hey, can we? I got another question, right? I'm just throwing this out there. Can we really get at entertainers when they do that type of shit, and we be wearing these racist brands?
Okay, so I think
we actually paying them instead of them paying that.
We call them both out though? Like, I think we absolutely can get at entertainment.
We can. But we don't.
I think that's on the individual.
That's why I asked the question.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's why I asked the question, because this don't ever be the conversation when we start talking about people who support racist people and shit. We don't talk about all the racist people we support.
That's true. I agree. You got a point there. And like, okay,
and then we get mad at them though. But we get mad at them and not ourselves.
You saying keep that same energy? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we should. If we gonna stand on it and call motherfuckers names and shit.
Well, that sounds like my argument of when we were talking about that Kamala wasn't black, and I was like, well, if this is how we gonna do it, and we're not gonna vote for anybody who's not black, then we shouldn't vote for Trump either.
Then right? Like vote at all.
Right. Well, it's nobody who's not black.
If your reason for not voting for her is because she ain't black, you shouldn't vote at all.
Shouldn't vote for anybody else who's not black.
If that's your reason. You shouldn't be voting at all. You shouldn't agree to vote for nobody.
Right. You shouldn't say, I'm not, this ain't Dion. I'm not coming at you, Dion. I'm saying because I see, I look at Patrick Mahomes and I see a biracial. His mom is white, his dad is black, and he's married a white woman. And so I'm looking at his kids and I say, that's crazy that, you know, and I know Patrick Mahomes could give a fuck less what we think about him. Right. But I also look at on the other side of the ball, Saquon Barkley, who is just had one of the, if you're a football person like myself, Saquon Barkley's he's done just the impossible. This whole 2,000-yard season, playing in the Super Bowl. This brother had some serious adversity in New York. But you see who he kissed before he came out for the game, right? Oh, he has him a nice Becky. He's
fucking believable.
Well, yeah. So I'm saying, at what point do we keep getting at each other about personal decisions, right? So when there's black people like Tariq Nasheed and others who say, nah, man, I ain't mad at Snoop and them. I ain't mad at Nelly and them. I respect their opinion too. But here's the thing. They have to respect mine too. So if I say, I just think anytime you stand with a known racist against us, and Kamar, we've been consistent in saying this, anytime you stand with a known racist against your own people, it's a faux pas. And Trump is a known racist. And he has, since he's been elected, he's moved forward with racist policies, even to the point where when you start to create legislation to hold someone back, like equal opportunity employment legislation, you are now a white supremacist. So if we're going to ask, if Snoop say, well, what's wrong? You actively supported a white supremacist, but you want us to come see your movie? You want us to buy your records? Or you want us to buy your liquor? Because you're in consumer products now. Liquor. You got all kinds of other stuff going on. Why should we support the new iteration of Death Row? Get the white people to do it. Are white people bumping October London? No, it's black people saying he sounds just like Marvin Gaye.
Hey, look. And then instead of Snoop alcohol, we're going to go buy some other racist alcohol.
Right. That's right. Because if you buy Miller.
Come on, man.
If you buy anything Miller.
Didn't somebody mention accountability earlier?
Because if you buy Miller, you supporting South African breweries. Because that's who took Miller over here in Milwaukee. South African. Yeah, that's South African. That's,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
That's Elon Musk.
Do some research and talk about the shit we do.
But see, that's why that's why it's so important to be transparent. So that argument you just put out there is great. So if you're gonna say to me, hey Kev, I hear what you're saying about Snoop, but you support this otherwise, and then that give me a chance to say, you know what, Kamar, you're right. Instead of saying, oh no, fuck that, you Uncle Tom. Oh nigga, you don't know. Right. that's what you call open
We
dialect.
We gotta point out shit. It's just about holding each other accountable along with ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Ewok said Snoop feelings are hurt and he playing it like it's nothing, but he did it to himself. Losing some love from the people does mean something. I hope it do. Mark Ross, how you doing, my brother? I hope your podcast is going well. I've caught you a couple times. You have a lot of in-depth conversations, so shout out to you with a lot of individuals. He said this is why we shouldn't idolize rappers, athletes, and actors. Most of them are brought and paid for, regardless of what they preach. The truth always comes to light. How about we shouldn't idolize any human? How about we just stop idolizing other people? Why don't we look at them like when I meet you, I'm a man, you're a man. I don't care if you sing. I don't care if you dance. I don't care if you're the most pop lockingest motherfucker in the world. To me, just a regular human. What it do? What's happening? Sair has a question. He said, what is we holding them accountable for? They just entertainers getting paid to entertain. To me, I don't really care that they perform. And that's cool. But I guess my thing is when you stand with somebody who's anti-us, then don't come back to us for support. So that's what I'm saying. We're talking about holding them accountable. So if you're going to market music, and we talk about you marketing music that's based on gang banging and smoking weed and pimping hoes and slapping motherfuckers in their face and shooting at niggas. So when you stand against a white person or you stand with a known racist against us and then come back to me and say, now you buy this. I'm going to say, no, I'm not buying no more of that shit from you. It's a personal preference.
Well, you dig this. You know how they would say, like, those are the biggest slaves, too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like the biggest slaves. He do all the shit that motherfuckers need. You know what I'm saying? One of the biggest slaves.
Let's say this too, Kumar. Snoop Dogg don't owe me shit. Right. He doesn't owe any of us anything, right? He doesn't. And if we're approaching it from that perspective that he owes us something, no. But I think when it comes down to respect and reverence for your people, because we are in the middle of a delineation movement. Keep in mind, we are in the middle, smack dab in the middle of a delineation movement. We're self-identifying. We're trying to create a situation where we can get on code. We are trying to create a situation where we are universally achieving solidarity. We throwing out all of that bullshit. We throwing out all the divisiveness. We're saying this foundational Black American movement, this delineation movement is meant to unite us. Right? So all of that kind of stuff, that's when I see somebody saying, okay, well, fuck y'all, I'm going to get some money with the person who it's just like in the streets. If you doing business with my enemies, like Kev, I know you got drama with them dudes, but I'm gonna go spend money with them. I got a problem with you. Like,
I can't fuck with you no more.
How you gonna go fuck with them and they don't fuck with me? We supposed to be partners. So that's just me though. It's just my personal thing.
Right. You know, when I say slaves, I'm talking about how they promoting this shit for them. You know what I mean? Like he promoting the gangster lifestyle, the shoot 'em up, bang bang, the drugs is promoting more shit that can be detrimental to our community because it's our community that's listening to the shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, they are too, but you know what I mean. It's affecting it affects our community more. So now it kind of put more light on it. Like, okay, now we see you working with them and it's the type of shit that you do all at the same time. That's two L's.
But you know what though, Kev? I think morally, regardless of whatever you can say, he don't owe us nothing, this, that, and other. But he should have looked at this like if I want Snoop Dogg, or even if I was a mediocre, you know what I'm saying, a mediocre guy, I wouldn't be put in this position. So he should have respectfully declined. He didn't need the money that bad. He got all type of endorsements. He got endorsements through T-Mobile, Skechers, all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And I know goddamn well you ain't been in the game that long and ain't learned how to put some money back. Got some real estate, some investments. You got a cannabis line. You got a clothing line. You got a paper rolling line.
So
all
he
type
would have been
like,
okay anyways. He would have been okay even if he didn't do
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if he wasn't who he is, well, he had been there. No, he wouldn't. He would like some of these media. I'm surprised Soulja Boy even got there. And what even made him have Rick Ross? Like you should have went up in there by your real name, Stanley, whatever your name is. You using the Kingpin and Rick Ross. It ain't funny though, but Rick Ross still mad about dude using his name.
Sonya Thrower is in the chat room. How you doing, my sister? How you doing? And Sayer saying niggas been taking pictures and shit with Trump since I was a kid. Why? Well, I think we've made a lot of mistakes. We can look at all the mistakes we've made and say, now I'm not gonna do that. What is the quote when you say, when I became a man, I put away such childish things? I think it's okay to make mistakes, but we have to recover from them.
Right. And you know, when we was young, the only thing that was synonymous with Trump that we knew of was money.
It was money. That was it.
So you know what I mean? Like in the raps, when they said Trump name, he was talking about money. We didn't know nothing about no racist Trump back then. He wasn't saying all the wild shit. He wasn't out there like that. You know what I'm saying? He was just Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was just about the money thing.
If nothing else, let's do this. Okay, if we took pictures with Trump and Snoop and Nelly and Soulja Boy and all these dudes, they wasn't wrong. Let's just sit back and look at what Trump is doing. Look at what he's doing. You're telling me there's no racist motives to this? You're telling me there's no white supremacist movement in this? Now, once again, I turn to, if that is the case, which is the case, anybody who has supported him stands with him. That's the flaw with me. Go ahead, do what you want to do, because that's how it's always been. But I'm just saying, you get the right to make a choice. You get the right to change your mind. He said them New York motherfuckers knew, they just didn't tell us. Well, we knew that there was a thing with the Central Park 5, and we knew that this lawsuit, we've been talking about that for years ago when he wouldn't rent to black people. All of that floated around, but the money, like Kamar said, it was about the status. Trump tight. I'm like Trump. I got the Trump Towers. I got the casino. Because all you've ever seen from him is just a rich white man until his political aspirations kind of came out. That's when we say, motherfucker, what?
That's what we knew he was racist, right there.
Yeah.
Motherfucker,
what?
And so as soon as we found that out, we start saying, oh man, I ain't fucking with him. So what's wrong with that?
Oh my God.
You know what? You probably got a picture of me with somebody, and I'm not famous at all, y'all. I'm not. I'm just
probably
saying.
Got one with Orlando. Yeah, you do.
Orlando's been to my house. I'm cool with Orlando. I don't have no problem with Orlando. Orlando, if you watch his platform, a lot of times he got on the Outlaw. He got on the Outlaw radio hoodie.
Yeah, I don't.
And he tells me,
socialize with
he tells me, and you know, like when we talk about it all the time, we talk about it here all the time. Ain't nothing wrong with you having a different political view. That's okay. You know what I mean? We still black men.
Yeah, I think I don't want to be a friend.
It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff that we do have in common. You know what I mean? And that's what we should be looking for. We should be looking for the things that we do have in common, our common unities. You know what I'm saying? The things that we can fight for together, not fight against together, or not fight against each other. But you know what I mean? Stuff that we can build on together. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we need to be focusing on. Leave all that other shit back home.
And I don't really listen. If you are a person who doesn't agree with my opinion, because like I said, some of the people who I actually listen to don't see a problem with what Snoop and them did, but I do. And like, you know, it's just one of those things where why can't we ever disagree or agree to disagree? Like it doesn't have to come to fuck dude. Like it's. And I heard Nelly say, he said, I'm a black man. I'm a black man. He kept saying, but I'm a black man. Well, my thing was, do you know you a black man? Are you fully aware of what that means? Because there's a new definition of it now, y'all. I want to tell y'all this too. This delineation movement, when we talk about lineage, it is also a redefining of what black actually is. Because we want to put some paint where it ain't. We want to now define, we have an opportunity to say what it is. When somebody said, well, what is black? We have this ability to say, this is what it is. And it ain't going to be no debates about that. You feel me? This is how we move. There won't be, because every time you allow comments from the peanut gallery, you never move forward. Sayer says, I respect it. I'm just asking questions. No doubt, brother. Hey, come on, man. It's Outlaw Radio. That's what it's here for.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's, because if you would have said, "Oh, Kev, y'all don't know what y'all talking about," I still rock with Snoop. I still rock with Nelly. I'd have said, "Okay, that's cool." But when you find out that I don't get to, Kev a whole ass nigga. He don't like Snoop.
Well,
no more.
I'm gonna tell you this: it's gonna come pretty soon. Because like you live in a powerverse, I do too, and I hear a lot of other different shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And there's gonna come a time where either you gonna choose a side. Listen, and I no bullshit, bro, and I'm serious about this shit. If my mama voted for Donald Trump, I probably wouldn't talk to her no more.
Damn.
And I ain't lying. A motherfucker might be sitting up there saying woo woo because you voted not only for the demise of yourself, but you voted for the demise of everybody else. You voted for to take away public housing. See, that's why I said it was important to read Project 2025. We just ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, it's gonna be woo. Public housing, food stamps, Medicare,
I ain't gonna even lie.
all that shit. You know what I'm saying? All that shit. You know what I'm saying? When you voted for that type of shit, bro, you voted for, you just didn't give a fuck about black people no more. So we just talking about this shit in the first couple of weeks. Oh, he did this with DEI. He cut back civil rights. Nigga, it's about to be a lot more shit getting cut. And there's going to be some hungry wolves out here. There's going to be some real hungry wolves out here. And motherfuckers going to be victimized, you know what I'm saying, by our own kind. Because like you said, when America catches a cold, the black community catches the flu. And a lot of this shit been targeted at us, but it's going to affect other people, but it's going to affect us first. You know what I'm saying? So I just look at that. I can't forgive no motherfucker that did that.
I ain't gonna lie. I'd be so happy to see my mama. If I could see my mama again, I wouldn't give a damn who she voted for. My mama been gone since 06. Listen, Sonia Thrower is in the chat room. She says they was wrong for doing that. For that white, he hate niggers. Kamar, it's 10 o'clock, man. What you got popping this week? Because we got to get out of here. What you got popping this week?
The House of Vitality is going down. I got more immune systems to boost, y'all. I got more immune systems to boost. It's still cold outside. You know what I mean? The weather changing. You know what I mean? It's fluctuating up and down, up and down. Man, come get you some elderberry. Boost your immune system so you don't get sick. So you can keep getting out here and getting this money.
Right. So you can be at the Snoop concert.
Money.
So you can be at the Snoop concert healthy. No, listen, I'm looking just for me. I'm chilling. But I've looked at the significance of two black quarterbacks and whether Patrick Mahomes wants to acknowledge the part of him that's, black. I don't know. I don't know him personally. And I try not to make like really, really deep opinions about people that I don't know personally. From the way it looks, he's whitewashed. He's chosen to maybe, feel a certain kind of way about his white side. And I don't know. But I still think that he cannot deny the fact that there's melanin in him. And I think he owes a lot of his abilities to the natural athleticism that we, as foundational Black Americans, bring to the table. And the greatest example of that is that his dad was a professional baseball player. So he was a hell of an athlete. But I do think the significance of two black quarterbacks playing in the Super Bowl in a sport where at one point they didn't even allow us to play quarterback. And if you do your research, I'm a football fanatic. If you do your research, any position at one point, and this was years and years ago, any position that required what they thought was a cerebral aspect that had a cerebral part to it where you really had to think and process, they didn't allow brothers to play it. Middle linebacker. They didn't want us to play middle linebacker. They only wanted us to run the ball, catch the ball, and tackle. So when we look at this game right now, this league, first of all, is a majority black league. We know who the owners are. We know that. We talked about that. But I just want to look at the significance of two black quarterbacks playing in the Super Bowl, because I'm old enough to remember when Doug Williams, who played for the Washington Redskins, 1988, played in the Super Bowl. I was 12 years old. I remember how good it felt to see a black man playing that position and doing well. He was a Super Bowl MVP, and he was the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl. I remember watching Warren Moon Randall Cunningham, Michael Vick, Dante Culpepper. Over the years, all these black quarterbacks fight, and grind it out to the point where now, how many teams in the NFL have a black? The Green Bay Packers have a black quarterback.
Oh, Lord.
We thought we'd never see that growing up.
Never see that, right? Chicago Bears got a black quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of traditional franchises that would have never had a black man under center. And people might say that's just football, Kevin. It has no significance. But for me, it does. And I'm proud to see that this is the Super Bowl with 2 black quarterbacks and Kendrick Lamar is performing at halftime.
I'm not black. I'm OJ.
Right. So, sometimes, like Kamar said, we just got to really start looking for stuff to build on as opposed to looking for stuff to fight about. Because, like Cedric the Entertainer said, black people wish a motherfucker would. Right? We come ready for the fight because that's what we know. We know. I'm going up in this motherfucker, bet nobody say shit to me. I ain't in the mood today. Right? That's our energy a lot of times. Who he talking to? What the fuck he say?
Doing each other.
Just start looking. We got to start looking for stuff to build because, like I said, the delineation movement is real. This is our chance to get together and say, this is us. If you don't want to be in, fine. We ain't going to elect no leader. We ain't going to come up with no logo. We're not going to build a clubhouse. It's going to become a cultural movement that's based on our lineage and where we come from and how we got here and how we ended up being the people that we are today. If you can't see that, then that's fine, because the greatest thing about the delineation movement is you're probably a foundational Black American and don't even know it. Maybe you need to do some research on where you came from. Who your peoples? Where y'all from? Guess what? You're a foundational Black American. Notice I said American. We can't keep talking about fuck America, fuck this country, fuck the government, fuck everybody, and then say, well, I'm American. If you're American, you got to be American. Then you got to stand on the shit. And we are the most Americans, despite what Trump them say. They just imposters. And this shit ain't going to last. It's not going to last, Kamar. This will be, we're going to look back at this one day and say, man, remember that motherfucker came in with all that wild shit?
Right.
Or,
hey, I got a question. With all them orders, right? Like, they could sign the orders, but the orders only go through if they ain't contested, right?
They're legally.
They could still be contested. I mean, like, they could still be contested. So a lot of the stuff that he's signing over probably won't even go through. Well,
here's the deal. When it comes to executive orders, he's circumventing the normal process, which would be have it go through, Congress or whatever. But there are judges, and this is their responsibility. That's why we have a Supreme Court.
That can go through.
They can't say nah, because we have states' rights.
Right.
So we can say as a state, nope, I'm suing to block that. I'm gonna put an injunction, so that can't be passed because it got to go through the court system.
So now, a lot of this shit ain't even. So a lot of this shit probably ain't even gonna shake.
Some of it won't. Some of it will sneak by, but a lot of it, it's gonna be held up so long it will never take full effect.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? We get caught up in the worrying about shit way before it's time to worry. Like, they just talking about it, and here we are in a frenzy. We don't even know if that time will come. Like, we could be worrying about the shit, and the shit never happened. So we done spent all this time stressing.
Let's let it play out. Let's see what's going to happen. Jason Padilli,
you know what I mean?
I see you, cousin.
What's next?
Rest in peace to my cousin BB. We put him to rest this weekend. If you know, you know. This brother, he had love because we were a Christian faith and it was full. And if you've been in that church before, you know it's huge. Half of the north side was in there, showing love to Cuzzo, man. So rest in peace, cousin BB. I do understand that this is the point in our lives where we lose. But I'm a glass half full type of cat, right? And I know, because we always talk about it on the show, I know about our perseverance. And they've tried everything to eradicate us, and they can't. So the memes that they put up and the racist shit that they say and all their little comments, that's not going to ruin us either. Because ultimately what will really happen is somebody is going to fuck around and find out. That's gonna be the mantra of America. Somebody
the chicken's coming home.
finna fuck around and find out. Trump fucking with all these people around the world and Colombia and all these countries and all this shit. Somebody's gonna fuck around and find out. And the moral of this story is gonna be the power is always in the hands of the people. I don't care how big you think you are. I don't think how great you think you are. I don't care how great you think you are. The power is always in the hands of the people, man. Y'all be cool. Keep y'all head on a swivel. We gonna be back Wednesday. I had this idea for a show Wednesday called Disappointed. But I think that's 48 hours from now. So I'm probably gonna come up with something different. But we definitely gonna be back Wednesday to do our second show of the week, man. In the meantime and in between time, y'all be safe. Keep y'all heads on the swivel. Share this show. Get up in the morning. First thing you do when you hop on Facebook, share the show. Share it every day. Share the show, man. That's the only way we're going to be able to beat back our enemies, and we have some. So I will see y'all, man, in a world where you could be anything. Be the type of person that gives a fuck. And make sure that you ain't always talking and ain't never doing nothing. Because if your criticism of the community outweighs your contribution to it, you, sir, are a coon. That was my English accent, y'all. Peace and love. Peace out, Dion. Shout out to Dion, man. Peace
yes, sir.
out,
Yes, sir. I'm your love, bro.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.